louder, no filter talk. Yeah, we calling the play. If it's sports conversation, we leading the way. From the hardwood to the gridiron plays, breaking every matchup, every headline debate. X-Rated Sports Network.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody. It is Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. Look, a lot of people aren't working today. This isn't work. We love this, all right? We want to have fun with you guys. A lot of you are having a day off here. You're having barbecues. You're chilling at the pool, watching our beautiful show here. Whatever you're doing, man. Obviously, shout out to the troops, the men and women who have served, who are currently serving, and who will serve, and specifically those men and women who have given their lives the ultimate sacrifice to preserve our freedom in our way of life here in America. We salute you. We appreciate you. I've got a flag right over here. My grandpa, that, you know, when you're in the military and you pass, they fold the flag and do all that kind of stuff. But anyway, got a little military background in my family, but we love you out there. Blowing you kisses. It is Rick Kamla. It is Dwight Walton. It is Ashley Neville. We should have Dr. Phil McDonald, a.k.a. Dr. X, a.k.a. the insufferable Dr. X. We're hoping to get a B-Dot drop in today. AM Pfeffer is off right now, chilling with family and having fun. Dwight, I have a question for you. What is the version of Memorial Day up in Canada?
Remembrance Day. November
and when is
11th. It? November the 11th.
Aha.
That is our version.
Right on, man. Right on. Ashley, great to see you again. Let's go. Let's pop this thing off, man.
Good to see you. I'm going to try to talk as best as I can. I've been losing my voice because I've been doing so many live streams on TikTok Live. I've been going on for like 6 hours, 8 hours a day. So my voice might sound a little fried, but we're going to do our best.
Okay, well, it's a good thing that Dwight, you'll appreciate this. It's a good thing I don't have to lift anything today. All right? I got to give you guys a quick little story here. I played 2 gigs yesterday from 2 to 6 and then from about 7:45 to 11. Somewhere between 6.5 hours and 7 hours of hand drumming to house music, which is a very high BPM. So I'm not complaining. I love it. I signed up for this, but I came home and had a production meeting with Jason and Kai at 12:30 a.m. Eastern time. So to get us ready and stuff like that, and thank them for the flexibility. But I'm telling you right now, Dwight, I ain't lifting a thing today, dude. I just went to get, my arms are gassed. I just went to get a case of water, right? It's out in the car right now. I grabbed 3 waters out of the car. I didn't even want to carry the case up my stairs, dude. I gotta be nice. I got to be nice to the moneymakers today, Dwight.
You're as gassed as the Cleveland Cavaliers are. They have 0 legs. They have no shot. We'll get into
0.
that. They've got 0 legs. None.
Now that is a professional transition by the great Dwight Walton. So let's get into this. Well done. Is a Spurs-Knicks finals a virtual lock? And if we get Dr. X and we've moved on to other topics, we'll certainly get his take on this. But after watching what we saw last night, to me, this is the question. And me and Jason and Kai hashed this out last night. And so let's dive in, man. I'll go first. The answer for me is yes. Okay. I know this series isn't actually over, technically, officially, all that kind of stuff. However, to me, the Spurs won this series in Game 4. I thought Game 4 was just crucial. If OKC wins that game, they're up 3-1 heading back home, basically series over, okay? San Antonio would not have been able to win 3 straight against OKC, in my humble opinion. But now that the Spurs have won, they've swung it. The pendulum is on their side now. They're in the driver's seat, and here's why. Reason number 1, San Antonio's clearly a better basketball team. 4-1 in the regular season, 6-3 overall head up with this team. That's 9 games. That's a big sample size. Fox and Harper are playing. JDub and Ajay are not. The only thing that can stop Wemby is the only other player in our game who is as serious as Wemby. Jalen Brundog, number 11 in New York, okay? He's the only guy that can stop Wemby right now. Guys, the basketball gods, number 5. The basketball gods are over the foul baiting and the falling down. And lightning bolts are coming down on the Thunder. 6, finally, off topic. The NFL always considers ending the tush push every offseason, right? And because Jeff Lurie is such a badass gangster, he's like, over my dead body. And they're like, okay, we'll continue to do it. All right. And so the NBA needs to take a closer look at OKC's tactics and determine if a new officiating emphasis needs to be adopted for next season. Just want to put that out there because it's far better than anything. It's far better than anything you'll get on that 4-letter show that does a similar thing, but at a much lower level than we do. And Dwight and I were going back and forth. Oh my God. Okay, just don't get me started. Ashley, you go first or second on this one. And Dwight, you will have a wide open meta to go as far as you want. Ashley, is a Spurs-Knicks finals a virtual lock?
No, it's a 7-game series. I think we tend to be prisoner of the moment. I mean, you take a look at game 1 when the Spurs won on the road in OKC, suddenly it's OKC is getting swept. You really have that level of disrespect for a team that just won a championship last year, who has a 2-time MVP on their roster. And then you take a look at game 3. I thought game 3 showed a lot of what we needed to see in that series when you have a team like OKC whose bench outscored the Spurs by 53 points. And then their bench scored 76 points. So OKC won 2 in a row right there. And we could talk about regular season all we want. Oh, the Spurs won 4-1. It's a regular season game. The playoffs are different. OKC has been here before. They're poised in big moments. They don't fold. Yes, yesterday's game was different. We all know the power of Popovich when he walks into that locker room after game 3 and said, y'all better get your ish together because you need to defend home court. This is unacceptable, right? And they came out and played and they handled business the way it needed to be done. And I will say, defensively, the Spurs looked fantastic. And it led to a lot of easy transition buckets. They let in fast break points. They let in the paint. But I will say, we could talk about the refs all we want, but they gave the Spurs the edge yesterday. And there are several clips of Wemby flopping too. So I don't want to hear it anymore, right? They are starting to play OKC's game. And if that's the way we need to get it done, that's the way we need to get it done. But I'm going to call it both ways. It's the officiating's fault for not taking action here. I'm not going to blame OKC. They're just playing, like you said, tactical basketball. They're figuring out ways to get an edge. Yes, of course, Shea is the biggest flopper in the NBA, and there's multiple clips that we can show to prove that. But at the end of the day, this is not a lock. I don't allow one game to completely taint my predictions for the series, and I'm still taking OKC in 7. I trust the team that's been here before, that's been here in tough moments, that's been able to close out a series. They got the MVP on their roster. They have, to me, they have more depth. So I think this is still going to go to game 7. It's not a lock, and but I will say it is a lock in the East, and the Knicks are definitely going to the finals.
All right, Dwight, go ahead, my friend.
To Ashley's point, I'm gonna give the Thunder and the defending champion their respect. I don't think this is a virtual lock. Spurs, Knicks in the final. However, there's one caveat. I totally respect Jalen Williams and what he brings to the table for the Oklahoma City Thunder. But if AJ Mitchell does not play for the rest of the series, I think he will. But if he does not play for the rest of the series or is hampered or hobbled by his current injury, the Thunder, for me, are in trouble. You saw the real Alex Caruso last night. You saw SGA, who we understand that he can affect winning in different ways other than scoring. But he's a lot easier to guard when you don't have AJ Mitchell nor the aforementioned Jalen Williams out there. Williams, they to me, the Thunder can quote unquote, and I put it up in air quotes, they can get away without Jalen Williams. They can't get away without both AJ Mitchell and Jalen Williams, which is why I'm focusing on AJ, because I don't think we're going to see Jalen Williams for the rest of the playoffs because of the hamstring. The hamstring is tricky. He may come back, but it's going to be, you wouldn't be surprised if he was to re-aggravate the injury and then be totally done for the season. So that's the caveat. I still think the Thunder have the edge because they have Game 7 at home. Yes, I've predicted that the Spurs would not only win the conference, but win the championship. But the Thunder have too much experience. They have a ton of depth, but that depth has been seriously compromised by the injury to AJ Mitchell. Not so much Jalen Williams, but a lot more for me with AJ Mitchell. This slots Jared McCain and Alex Caruso to their proper positions. And when they're asked to do more off the dribble, they're not as effective. Alex Caruso, you can't go from scoring 31, having great games in, say, 2 of the 3 games, that all of a sudden you take one shot in Game 4. That speaks a lot, and it speaks to AJ Mitchell not being on the floor. Again, I'm not throwing shade, and I do not want to disrespect Jalen Williams in any way, shape, or form. But the reality is, AJ Mitchell has been terrific in these playoffs. The Thunder need him. So, unless he plays, I think we're in store for a Spurs-Knicks NBA final. Mitchell has to play as far as I'm concerned. If you noticed, I didn't even talk about the Knicks-Cavs because the Cavs, their legs are finished. They've been through way too much. And I've already put it on our group chat, and I sent it to Ashley privately as well. I think the Knicks are going to benefit from whomever comes out of the Western Conference because it's a total slugfest in the West, and the Knicks haven't lost since April 23rd. The Knicks on the QT have been the best team in the NBA playoffs. It's time to give them their comeuppance. It's time to give them their flowers. We got to give them total respect. We can sit here and talk about how the Eastern Conference is weaker. I don't believe it, but hey, that's the narrative, so let's go with it. However, it don't matter. The Knicks are going to be primed and ready for whomever they play in the NBA Finals. I'm looking forward to it. I know my cousin is looking forward to it. I know AM is looking forward to it. I know all my New York family and friends are looking forward to it. The Knicks are primed to win an NBA championship this season, regardless of who they play, because rested legs are going to defeat tired legs any day of the week, as far as I'm concerned. It is a bloodbath in the West. It's been easy peasy for the Knicks in the Eastern Conference.
All right, 2 things before we move on here. The real Caruso, really? We're doing him like that? He's one of the best role players I've ever seen. So, but that's your take. That one kind of caught me. And Cavs legs? Nah, it ain't legs. The Knicks are in a totally different class than the Cleveland Cavaliers. Just my humble opinion, but phenomenal takes by you guys. I can't give that to the Cavs, right? They're just not nearly as good as this Knicks team for me. And I didn't even play the Harden card there. I just went with overall. Okay, I want this one to be kind of a shorty, right? Like a shallow dive here, because we got a ton of topics and all kinds of layers. And Dwight and Ashley both. A lot of the stuff you've kind of touched on, we have debate topics for, okay? So, but let's put a 60-second clock on this one. And Dwight, I want you to go first. Did OKC punt Game 4?
You know what? When you get to the Western Conference Finals, no matter how good you are, Rick and Ashley, you cannot afford to punt any games. I just think the Thunder are succumbing to the injury bug. It's to me, it's that simple. SGA, as much as we want to applaud him, as much as listen, I don't think he deserved the MVP. That's my opinion. But let's keep it real. He hasn't been himself these entire playoffs. Now, are all the defenses and the scouting reports shaded to him? Of course it is. But like I said earlier, he has impacted winning in other ways. He's only shooting 39%. The Spurs know how to guard him. The Spurs have bodies to throw at him. The Thunder can't afford to punt any games. The Spurs are the Thunder's kryptonite. The Thunder have to have the appropriate fear of the Spurs. You can't punt any games in the West or the Eastern Conference Finals. That doesn't exist.
Ashley?
I agree. They didn't punt that game. Just like Dwight said, they are feeling the loss of AJ Mitchell, Jalen Williams. Yeah, we know they can play without Jalen, but AJ is that next man up. And it's that missing piece, the guy that's fueling the second unit. And without him, they're feeling it. I mean, I saw this stat where it says OKC scored 82 points in game 4, which they did, and they hadn't been held to under 90 in any game, regular or postseason, since April 10th of 2022. Now, we need to give credit to the Spurs defense here. Stephon Castle was all over Shea last night, holding him to just 19 points. Shea doesn't just score 19 points. That's a 30-plus point a game player. So they're figuring out what they need to do to stop this OKC team, and they're doing a great job. So I don't think this was like Thunder being like, we have home court advantage, whatever. We'll blow this game by 20-plus points. No, a championship caliber team is not thinking that way. They want to win every game possible. They just didn't have enough firepower. They didn't have enough health to be able to overcome the Spurs defense and overcome Wemby.
All right. So once again, you guys are in alignment, and I'm over here. And Ashley, you helped to make.
Of course.
And I love that.
Of course.
Ashley, you helped to make my point with that stat about 2022 and below 90 and all that kind of stuff. Yes, OKC punted this game. Put it on your foot, send it 50 yards downfield. OKC went from scoring. They went from scoring 123 points to 82. What's up with that, bro? OKC came to San Antonio to get home court advantage back, and they were good with that entering game 4. Now, obviously, their intention going into game 4 was better than what happened during the game, but I have a big problem with you not rolling up your fists for this one. When you're up on your opponent, you keep your foot on the throat. You don't let go of the rope. OKC's season ended last night for me, okay? We'll find out over the next week that Wemby's going to knock them out. They're going to win the next 2 games. I'll go a step farther. OKC has won their last game of the year, guys. Spurs in 5, Spurs in 6, no need for a game 7, and that home court advantage you were talking about, Dwight. It's going to be nullified, okay? OKC punted a potential death knell game with a chance to essentially wrap up a trip to the NBA Finals. That's my read on it. Okay, let's
wait. I need to jump in there for a second.
Please,
you want to talk about keeping your foot on the gas, right? To extend a lead. But what happened to the Spurs when they were up 15-0 at the start of game 3? They should have kept that going. They should have kept that going, and they didn't, and they allowed the Thunder to get back in it.
Well, you're right. They should have, but it's a much different game. San Antonio played a way better game in game 3 than Oklahoma City did. Okay. And that's the worst game Oklahoma City's played,
True.
3 or 4 years? I mean, you just said it. The 2022 stat. So the Spurs played better in game 3. They had a more earnest effort to win that basketball game than OKC did last night. I mean, I get your point, and it's a good one. San Antonio up 15. You got to keep your foot on the throat. I think their intention and effort to do that was at a much different level than OKC's last night.
It was more of a desperation level, I think. And also, when Popovich went into that locker room and grilled them for their performance, I think that makes a difference. His presence there, that it's just like a family unit, their values. Like the Spurs are just a great organization for anyone to look up to. And I think having Pop there in that locker room has made a huge difference to team morale. And you could just see even that one clip of the Spurs coach kind of just yelling at Carter Bryant for his defensive possession. Or I think it was an offensive possession. He turned the ball over, and you could tell Carter got a little emotional, which is good.
Yeah.
Like, we want that, right? Like, we're passionate.
100%.
So there is this desperation level for the Spurs, because it would have been we'd be having a different conversation right now if they lost both at home. Especially because the Thunder have home court advantage. But again, to go against your point, I don't think the OKC was just like, whatever. We're just gonna, let this game go. We have home court advantage. I genuinely think that the Spurs played with that level of desperation and took advantage of all of the health issues that OKC has.
And
you're right about all that. You're just time out real quick. You're right about all that, but OKC's this championship team with all this DNA and all this stuff, right? Yeah. And they, I don't, like, we're hoop heads. Like, that was a team that literally let go of the rope. They let go of the rope. I don't think the Spurs let go of the rope in game 3. You had the McCain breakout. You had all these role players. What OKC's bench points were like off the friggin' charts in game 3. It's kind of an act of God game, honestly, when you juxtapose it with game 4, where and look, I'm not mad at Aaron Wiggins, right? They put him on ice for months and months and months. Hey, man, we need you now. And what do you go, 1 for 12? I'm not even mad at him, right? But that was huge. McCain was due for a bum game. He had it. Caruso was due for a bad game. The law of averages and percentages are always at play. So when Caruso's reminding us of Steph Curry early in the series, there's gonna be a downward arrow. Go ahead, Dwight.
And that's what. So let me rewind. I'm glad you said that, Rick. It wasn't the real Caruso. He came back to the mean. That's what I should have said. Caruso can hoop. He's a great player.
I know you love him. Yeah, I know you love him, Dwight. Yep.
I would love to get him back in LA, but that's a whole other conversation. But I wanna expound on Ashley's point. A lot of times when we talk about older coaches coming back to the locker room, in some cases we would roll our eyes to that. But in this case, with Popovich being a presence around the San Antonio Spurs and that young team, it is legitimate. And then the same to your point, Ashley, where Mitch Johnson is just laying in to Carter Bryant. And then at the end of that, we see Victor Wembanyama, a 22-year-old, putting his arm around Carter Bryant and telling him, basically, listen, man, he's yelling at you for a reason. Be glad he's yelling at you. If he wasn't talking to you and coaching to you, that's when you got to be concerned. That means he sees the potential in you. And then Reggie Miller also said it during one of the broadcasts. If it wasn't last night, it was in game 3, to where Wembanyama went over to Coach Johnson and basically hugged him, telling him, listen, I got you, coach. We're going to get this done. It was very reminiscent to Reggie Miller's point of Tim Duncan and Greg Popovich. It's the same relationship, and you're seeing it play out in real time. Greg Popovich's influence, his inspiration, his motivation, his presence around Mitch Johnson, who's young in his own right, and that young team is paramount to what is happening in San Antonio. And if they don't win the championship this year, they're going to be winning championships. For as long as Popovich is around, he is going to have major, major influence on how the Spurs go, how they do going forward. I love what I'm seeing. I'm becoming a San Antonio Spurs fan in real time. I am definitely on the bandwagon. No question.
So just the cherry on top here, the Greg Popovich thing, where it immediately takes me isn't the court, not Wemby, not instruction, not wisdom. It takes me to Greg Popovich is feeling better, right? He had the major health issue and was kind of like, he disappeared, right? Like, and just probably rehabbing and like getting his his life back, essentially. And I don't know exactly what went on. I think I might have heard but it was a major health event for Greg Popovich. But the fact that he's visible, he's at practice, he's coming into the locker room and chewing their butts out after game 3, that tells me that Pop is getting back to being Pop, who's one of the most fiery guys that we've ever had in sports. All right, I'm going to go first on this one, guys. No clock. By the way, based on our production meeting last night, I had no idea did OKC punt game 4 would be such a great debate topic, but that's not it. It's unpredictable. I mean, I put a clock on it and everything, and that thing went. Okay, all right, anyway. Was game 4 Wemby's most important game? Was game 4 Wemby's most important game? To me, by far, okay? And he's had a bunch of big games, but this was his LeBron game. You guys remember LeBron back against the wall, needs a win to stay alive for his first championship, responds in a massive way. Kind of sounds like Wemby last night, right? Remember when LeBron had 45, 15, and 5 in Game 6 of the 2012 East Finals in Boston, down 3-2, and that's KG, Pierce, Ray Rondo, all those cats, all right? Rumors swirling that Pat Riley was going to consider breaking up the Heatles, okay? Wemby was not facing elimination like Bron was, technically, but he pretty much was. I mean, if you lose last night, you're down 3-1 heading back to OKC. Okay, we don't even need to go to the OKC backer Ashley Neville to get the answer on how that would have looked. Okay, and to your Dwight, to your point, even without JDub and AJ, OKC would have been able to finish that. Right? You come on, man. San Antonio's not winning 3 in a row against this team, not even without those guys, in my opinion. So the most serious player since Kobe understands all that. Yo, this is a death game right here. No matter, Dwight, what Antonio Daniels thinks about that, right? It was for him. It wasn't for him, dude. For him, it was not a must-win until like where Cleveland is tonight, right? It had to be an elimination game to be a must-win. I'm like, no, that's not right. Anyway, Wemby, I've said this. I put this tweet out. It's funny. Like some guys just put a tweet out that says "ugh." They get 22,000 likes. I'm like, what? And I put out seriously provocative stuff like Wemby's the most serious player since Kobe. Like, come on, let's go. Like, you don't get these hot takes on the 4-letter. All right. But Wemby hits him last night with 33, 8, and 5, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 3 threes. Are you freaking kidding me, dude? Against OKC and those defenders. Listen, guys, the Spurs were tied 2-2 with Minnesota. All right. So you could maybe say like game 6 at Minnesota, Wemby's greatest game, one of the best finals and stuff. Guys, the Wolves were never a threat to that team. They were never a threat. I was surprised that it even went as long as it did. Wemby's most important game was game 4. Dwight Walton, your take.
I think Wembanyama's every game that Wembanyama plays is his most important game. He admittedly says in every press conference that his team is inexperienced, but everything for them is new and they simply show resilience. If you want to talk about a moment in Wembanyama's career, how about going into halftime last night? Dude is literally calling for the basketball, knowing he's going to make that half-court shot. He's literally telling his teammates, give me the ball. I'm making this shot. And the shot proves it. It was a regular jump shot for him. Were any of us surprised that that shot went in last night? He was calling for it. Took a dribble, in and out dribble, escapes SGA, and knocks it down from half court like you and I drink water every day. To me, that's the most important moment of his career. Look at it right
nice.
Here.
Nice.
In and out. Pulls up from half, and he's basically saying, dude, I don't care if SGA won the MVP. I'm the best player in the world. I'm the best player in this series. You got to come and get me now because this is the worst you're going to see of me. So for me, every game is Wemby's most important game. But for me, this shot right here is a signature moment of Victor Wembanyama's career, right? None of us were surprised that shot went in. He is a dog, man. He is mean. He is Kobe Bryant reincarnated, literally in a 7'5" body. That is the truth. This is not fake. He wants, as the kids say on the street, all the smoke. He wants everything. He wants everything coming his way. He knows this is his time. He don't give a damn about nobody. Get on my shoulders. I'm taking y'all to an NBA championship. I'm telling you, that shot is the signature moment of Victor Wembanyama's early career. We're going to be remembering that the dude is waving his arms. Give me the ball. I'm going to make it. And he knocked it down from half court. That's what I'm impressed with.
Dude, against 3 defenders, too. You had 3 guys right there. Look at this. I mean, to me, somebody rise up. I mean, that's too easy. SJ just watched him, and I know you're saying, oh, well, you don't want to foul him right there, but you also, it's a completely uncontested look, in rhythm, off the dribble. Yankers, Ashley Neville, was that Wemby's most important game?
No. I think game 1 was Wemby's most important game because of how he played on the road at the Thunder against the best team in the NBA. I think that was a statement game for Wemby and the Spurs to walk in there in OKC and take control of that game early. And we want to talk about shots at buzzer beaters. Let's talk about that 2nd to 4-second overtime when Wemby hit that crazy clutch 3-pointer. To me, that was the turning point. Even though they had just started the series, that was Wemby's like, I belong here. I don't care who you guys are. I don't care that y'all won a championship last year. I don't care if y'all got a 2-time MVP. I don't care that you got multiple all-stars on your team. I don't care about none of that. This is my moment. This is my time to shine, and I'm not afraid of those big moments. I mean, he put up 41 points that game, 24 rebounds. Are you kidding me? 3 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks. I think that game, to me, was a big deciding factor in Wemby's career because he wasn't afraid of that moment. And he was able to force the double overtime game to steal game 1 on the road. I think that was his statement game. That was his welcome to the Western Conference Finals moment. And I think moving forward now, anything else that we see is just going to continue to prove his overall dominance and where he's going to be within the next couple of years because this guy ain't slowing down anytime soon.
Okay, that's my kind of debate right there. None of us really agreed, and we all said 3 different tremendous things. Phenomenal takes right there, guys. All right. I'm rooting for my own teammates. It's what we do around here. We're Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. Happy Memorial Day, everybody. We hope you're having a great day. Thank you for making us a part of it. We really, really appreciate that. We're grateful for it. We'd be grateful also if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Head over there right now, X-RAYTED Sports Network, and subscribe. We'd appreciate it. Let's continue. Okay. Ashley, I'm going to you first on this one, since you're still vibrantly bullish on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I'm not mad at you. The question is OKC a dirty team? Oh, there's been quite the narrative over the weekend. Quite the narrative. So let's take a bite out of this. Charles Barkley says they ain't playing dirty. These are some of the softest fouls I've ever seen in my life. You got these clowns on TV talking about, oh, they're going to hurt poor Wemby. It drives me crazy watching these shows. Charles. Click. Charles. Click. All you got to do, bro. Click. How about this? Fire up some jazz. I don't know. Maybe just have some background music. You don't have to watch it, bro. I know he works for ESPN. That's not in your contract. You have to watch First Take. It's not. Turn it off, bro. Okay, Ashley, sorry. Ashley, is OKC... Dwight, you know me in that show, dude. Ashley, is OKC a dirty team?
As a whole, I don't think they're a dirty team. I know that Lou Dort probably isn't going to beat the allegations, but I don't think he's been playing dirty in this series. Have we seen him with some dirty plays throughout the season this year? Of course. I don't think he's done anything crazy. Now, if we want to specifically point to Isaiah Hartenstein, we could talk about that. See, that's just a diving motion right there. That to me was not a dirty play. They're both diving for the ball.
Right.
I don't think that's a dirty play.
Completely agree.
But I think, yeah, overall, like Isaiah Hartenstein, I don't like all the pulling and the tugging of the arm like that, just because I do think Wemby is a fragile player if we take a look at his history with injuries. And that's just his build, right? Tall, skinny. To me, he looks easy to break. And then you have a big body like Isaiah Hartenstein. Of course, it's going to look a little bit more aggressive. But if we want to go back to 90s basketball, yes, this is soft. These are ticky-tack little plays here. This is child's play. This is Disneyland type behavior. This is nothing like the 90s basketball that we once saw. I will say the hair pull Isaiah Hartenstein had on Stephon Castle, to me, that was a dirty play. I don't like that type of stuff. He pretty much grabbed his hair, pulled him down. Like there's no room in basketball for that. So there's certain things like, I think like the elbows, no room for that. We could talk about Wemby's elbow. I'm going to keep going back there. Everyone wants to talk about OKC bringing dirty, but we completely forgot about Wemby elbowing Naz Reid in the face and getting ejected for that. So I think players can be dirty. I'm not going to say OKC as a collective play with a dirty identity. Do they play tough defense? Yes. Do the Spurs play tough defense? Of course. To get to this level, you have to. You have to find a way to get an edge and impose your will, especially on a guy like Wemby. Yeah, look at that elbow right there. And we want to talk about OKC being dirty. I haven't seen any plays like that on OKC. We might see some pulling, some tugging, some hair pulling, whatever, but I ain't seen no elbows yet. So, of course, we could say what we want about OKC. Yes, there are moments where they can be a little bit physical and a little dirty. But overall, OKC's not a dirty team. I'm not going to run with that narrative. I think it's lazy.
Dwight, I like the take. Love the take. But Dwight, go ahead.
I second everything Ashley just said. Listen, if you want to focus in on the tugging of the hair, okay. But to me, the dirtiest play in the series is something no one is talking about. Free throw line, Chet Holmgren steps on Victor Wembanyama's foot while they're going for a rebound at the free throw line. That was dirty. Did Chet mean to do that on purpose? I don't know. I'm not in his brain, but my visual tells me he was trying to gain an advantage. Now, it's dangerous. That could have sprained an ankle. That could have been a high ankle sprain. And we could be talking about a completely different set of circumstances in this series. However, if you want me to sound old school, old head, whatever you want to call it, none of this is dirty, man. The Thunder aren't a dirty team. Has my homeboy Lou against Dort done a few quote unquote over the line, cross the line type of situations this season and in this series? Yes, I'll be the first to admit it. I've called Lou out myself. Not, I don't want to sound like a homer. I'm all for him. I love Lou. Lou has been this size since he was 10 years old. He was destined to be in the NBA. This is who Lou is. This is how Lou plays. Does he come close to the line? Sure he does. But I'm not going to sit here and say he's one of the dirtiest players in the NBA. He has had some dirty situations, absolutely. But is he a dirty player? I will never classify him as that. This is a lot to do about nothing. It's jealousy. When you get to the top, fans are going to be critical. Opposing teams are going to be critical. This is where it's going. It's jealousy. If you want to beat the champ, beat the champ. This is eerily similar to when Phil Jackson, Michael Jordan, and Scottie Pippen were critical of the bad boy Pistons back in the day. It's the same thing. But what did Mike and Scottie do? They got into the weight room, got strong, and got physically tough, and they got mentally even tougher. That's what they had to do to beat the Pistons. If you want to beat the Thunder, be as strong, be as physical, and be as quote-unquote dirty as you want to be. Just do that. Just, if you want to bully the bully. That's basically what it is. The Thunder are not a dirty team. They're just overtly physical. The referees are allowing more physical play in these playoffs, but at the same time, I will never classify the Thunder as a dirty team. I hear some old school basketball analysts on NBA radio, NBA TV, all the television pundits. I'm hearing them complaining about how Wembanyama is being guarded. The hypocrisy is real. What is going on? It's physical, man. These are grown men playing a grown man's sport. Let these guys play, man. If they cross the line, the referee will blow the whistle. Trust me, I'm an official myself. You got to let some things slide, but it's not even close to being dirty. There's a ton of hypocrisy that I hear on the national airwaves, and I'm sick and tired of it. As Ashley said, this narrative, it's lazy and it's tired.
Click. That's all you got to do. Click. And turn us on, okay? Because we're the dope.
Right.
You know the rest. By the way, Dwight, Chet Holmgren knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly what he was doing. So here, this is another, just a little side thing, but like the ball player versus media thing, right? All kinds of ball players say players don't intentionally do stuff like that, right? Oh, it was just an accident. It was just a coincidence. And not everything, case by case, but I heard it more than the other side from ball players. And my whole take on that, and maybe it's my admiration of ball players, which I was at a very, very, very half-assed level, okay? So is like, okay, there was a play where I think it was Marcus Morris or Markieff Morris. Lucas driving to the hoop. I think Morris was with the Clippers, 5, 6, 7 years ago, and steps on Lucas' foot as Lucas going to the basket, trips him, and he falls over. And we were having debates about Morris didn't mean to do that. He just got his legs tripped up, and it was just an accident. Bull crap. These guys.
Now we know the Morris's history.
Well, but it's not even that. You're right, totally right. But it's not even that for me. The overall point, and I'm going to give you my take here, but the body control that NBA players have is the elite of the elite of the elite, okay? Football players and basketball players are the best athletes on earth, in my opinion. And you could hit me with runners and swimmers and like all kind of stuff. But football players have to do what they do, right? Thread the needle on everything that they do. And they got 11 guys trying to kill them every time they try to do that, okay?
Hockey too, Rick.
I know, but I get it, but the endurance and conditioning and stamina and strength of hockey players, but they're not getting off the ground, right? They're not zigging and zagging, and it's just different. But, dude, I respect hockey. Shoot, you know that. I respect hockey all day. All right, Here's my take on this. And we finally have an accord here on Memorial Day. I agree with you guys. This is a bullcrap narrative, okay? And we're talking about it because it is such a big narrative. And really, we're trying to, you know, the bumper sticker where you got the cartoon urinating? You know, what is that? Calvin? Is that Calvin and Hobbes or something? I don't know. I'm not you guys have any idea what I'm talking about?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Okay,
I can
so
picture, I know what I can see it. I know what you're talking about.
So you'll see like a tacky pickup truck in Florida, and that'll be their bumper sticker. Okay, it's just a little cartoon character taking a whiz. Anyway. I'm sorry I took you all down that road. Let's get back to business here, guys. My bad. OKC is not dirty. Dirty is Dylan Brooks, the homie. Dirty is Draymond Green, not the homie. Dirty is Grayson Allen, not the homie. Dirty is Bill Laimbeer, not the homie. And I want to focus on that one for you're like Bill Laimbeer. So I worked with him two nights at NBA TV, and his wisdom is phenomenal. His basketball intelligence is phenomenal. And Bill was not the funnest guy I've ever worked with. And it wasn't any, he didn't like dislike me. He just has a vibe about him that I'll just say that he's just not a fun guy. You know what I'm saying? He's just hardcore. Like he doesn't have gears on the hardcore button. You know what I'm saying? He's just hardcore, dude. And he does not really care about, anyway. So that's why he's not the homie. And he was dirty, but respect to the great Bill Laimbeer. The NBA does not currently have a dirty team, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Shh, just stop. Just stop. The debate was the play dirty or chippy or not, right? Like the Lou Dort diving for the loose ball thing. Completely agree, not dirty. First man to the floor gets the ball. If you're second to the floor, you're going to get rolled up on. That's life, okay? Be first to the floor. That's what you got to do. There's not a dirty team in the NBA right now. We can debate, is Dylan Brooks a dirty player? Okay, debate. Is Draymond Green a dirty player? I mean, these aren't debates, but yeah, kind of, right? But for me, it's a play thing. We talk about a play, put it on a microscope. I love doing that stuff, the micro of it all. But OKC is not dirty. Or is it just SGA? That, not dirty, but this mastering the art of tricking the refs into foul calls, okay? How about that play last night where Fox is sidecarring him, not fouling him, and SGA falls down and gets the whistle? The highlight went viral. It's an absolute joke. I want to take you guys back. I have a very important point to make. Here. Do you guys remember a couple of years ago when the NBA cracked down on foul baiters like Trae Young and James Harden? You guys remember that?
Yep.
Huge narrative.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about it. Okay, and it worked. The refs literally blew a different whistle. Okay, they tried to eliminate non-basketball moves. You could no longer veer into a defender to get the call. You could no longer lean into a defender. No more abnormal leg movement on a jump shot, Shea, and no arm hooking. Entire OKC team. Okay? Do you guys remember that? You remember that, right? Well, the NBA has completely ignored all of that when it comes to SGA. Why? Guys, he has a singular whistle. I'm telling you right now, he has a singular whistle. Is Adam Silver trying to improve diplomatic relations between the U.S. and Canada? Is this a tariff thing? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? He's the only guy that has this whistle. Now, other stars will get some of these calls right. Not even close to as consistently as SGA. Not as egregious as these SGA calls. If I were an owner in this league, you know, we can dream, right? If I were an owner in this league, I would be screaming at the Board of Governors meeting, June, whenever the heck it's going to happen, to see if other teams agree. And if so, I'm putting big pressure on Adam Silver to fix this, okay? Other teams bitch and moan about the tush push to Roger Goodell, and it creates conversation every offseason, okay? I would do the exact same thing with SGA. And I would have my video team come up with all kind of examples of it compared to other guys in the league. And I would just dive deep into this. I can rock with subtle foul baiting, guys. I can, or occasional foul baiting, right? And like we say, I'm taking nothing away from SGA, not the MVPs, not the chip. Dude, it's all good. We're not taking away Bill Belichick's 6 rings, all from cheating, okay? So I'm not going to bust his stones to that degree. But he does it nonstop. And I've reached my personal breaking point, okay? Shay, let's play basketball, bro. Come on. This is not hoops. These are non-basketball moves, okay? The whole world is calling you immoral basketball-wise, unethical basketball-wise. You're becoming a villain. Do you want that? If so, own it. Fine. Be a villain, okay? But SGA, if he's going to keep doing this, the only thing that'll get him to stop is changing the rules. Okay. I want to put a 60-second clock. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on, Rick. Hold on, Rick. Hey, Jason and Kai, is that what I think it is?
Oh, wait a minute.
Rick? Is that Rick going to the bathroom?
Dude, how did they do that? That's amazing. I need that on a bumper sticker immediately. That's the coolest thing I've seen on this. Bro, just leave that there. That's phenomenal. How did they do that quickly? Look, I'm wearing the suit, TV style. And I got the headphones on. You guys rock, man. You guys rock.
Anyway, Rick, before we go on, Rick, I do want to say your take. It is, the question was framed: are the Thunder a dirty team? It's the appropriate question, but your response is dead on. It's all about SGA. All right, that's what this is about. Everybody is losing their mind when it comes to SGA. In regards to that play, as a referee, that's a foul all day, every day. It may have looked like De'Aaron Fox didn't foul SGA, but you know the rules. You cannot be in someone's landing spot. If SGA had landed on Fox's foot, not only would it have been a foul, it would have been upgraded to a flagrant one. So while the contact may look minimal or marginal at best, it's a foul. De'Aaron Fox's forget about the knee-to-knee contact. De'Aaron Fox's momentum is going in to SGA's landing space. So that's a foul all day, every day. But, and I don't want to sound with my Canadian bias here, but let's watch the Spurs on defense. They are clutching and grabbing SGA as much as, if not more, that Hartenstein is grabbing Wemby on every possession. It's tit for tat. It is going the same way. It's equal on both ends. Enough with all this stuff out there, man. This is basketball. It's playoff basketball. These men are playing for a Western Conference championship. They're trying to win an NBA championship. You think it's bad now? Watch who the Knicks play in the finals. It's going to be just as physical. It's good. I can't wait till the finals start. I know I'm jumping the gun, but it's going both ways. All teams clutch and grab. Fans, please get used to it. That's all I'm saying.
Should we bring Raw Liba in, guys? Is he ready to emerge from the green room into the show? Well, let's bring him on right about now. The great Raw Liba is back on Beyond the Surface. How you doing, my friend?
I'm fantastic, man. How about yourself?
Oh, chilling, man. I had a fun conversation with Adam about you over the weekend, Raw.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. He directed me on some questions to ask you. A couple of them might be a little racier than our genre here. Raw Liba, one of the great actors right now, producer, director, fitness expert, fitness guru, Fittest Man Award winner, and a total badass and a great guy. I got to introduce you to somebody. We have Ashley Neville with us now. She's absolutely fantastic, and she's out in our LA studios.
Hi, Ashley.
Nice to meet you.
All right. This is going to be
And of
great.
course, Rob, we have the great Dwight Walton hanging out with us as well. Man.
What's going on? What's up, Rob?
Can never forget him, man. That's my dude. That's my dude right there.
What's going on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I literally watch his take on everything. Like, I need to know what he's thinking about, macaroni. I don't give a damn. Whatever it is.
Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
Oh, that's badass, man. That's badass. Much love, man. Thank you so much again for making the time, Ross. So I want to talk movies with you in a little bit, but we know that you're a huge Knicks fan. Okay, how you feeling right now, dude? Like, let me ask you it this way. Give me your level of confidence in the Knicks winning the championship this year from the beginning of the playoffs to now that they've won 10 playoff games in a row.
Wow. As a Knicks fan, we're generally pessimists because we make it to a certain point and then it's like, but it's not.
It's the trauma, right? It's the generational trauma, right?
It is, and but I'll be honest with you. What I've seen, man, is just absolutely amazing. I figured that Cleveland, I'm just being honest, would win at least two of these things, and that's not going to happen. I am cautiously optimistic. I think that Wemby's going to be a problem. If Wemby, here's how I see this. If Wemby's playing and they got De'Aaron Fox and they get Dillon back, that's going to be some task. And I watched the regular season between San Antonio and Oklahoma City, and I except for one, I think San Antonio won every single time. And like when they have all their players, it's tough. So in a weird way, being a Knicks fan, I'd rather face Oklahoma City, but
Really?
I think ultimately it's going to be I think it's going to be San Antonio. I do.
Right on. Dwight, go ahead.
So Raw, listen, you're into fitness. I know that. I
Right.
know that well.
Right.
Do you think because the Oklahoma City San Antonio series is such a bloodbath, do you think the Knicks will benefit from the extended rest that they have? Listen, the NBA Finals don't start until June 3rd. The Knicks are,
Right.
unless the Cleveland Cavaliers pull off what I would call a miracle tonight, the Knicks are going to win tonight, which means they're pretty much going to have 8 to 9 days off. Do
Right.
you think, now listen, again, as much as you are a Knicks fan, we do understand that Vegas has odds, and either
Right.
the Spurs or the Thunder are going to be favored to win that series.
Right.
However, do you think the Knicks will benefit from the Thunder and Spurs beating themselves up going into the finals against an extremely rested and also an extremely talented New York Knicks team?
Well, I had concerns about this after the Philadelphia series. Um, and if you saw when they came into the first game in Cleveland, that first half, the Knicks were pretty awful. Um, of the first game coming back because they had so much time off. So I sort of suspect the same thing would happen. They would be well rested and they would probably be sluggish and slow, and because game action and practice action is totally different. In terms of being in shape, I don't think that's a real issue. Because they practice pretty hard. I've actually been to a couple of their practices, so
Yeah.
I feel like that's what will happen. I feel like maybe like the first half of the game, the Knicks would come out very sluggish from having all that rest. But then in the second half, it's like, wow, we never left. And they just pick it right up, So that's what I believe would happen. I hope.
Ashley, come on in here.
Yeah, if the Knicks end up winning it all, where does it rank Jalen Brunson in the most iconic athletes in New York? We'll do all of the athletes in New York, not just Knicks, but all of the athletes.
Oh,
where does it
my
rank
God. Wait, whoa. You see, I thought she was going to keep it to basketball, but now you're talking, Derek Jeter and, oh, man. Well,
I had to throw a curveball.
Yeah, that's a curveball. Wow. You talk Mark Messier. Oh man. Whew.
Eli.
Okay.
Joe Namath.
Eli. Yeah. Even Darryl Strawberry, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh wow. So
Dwight Gooden.
let me that whole '86 team there. Oh man, how far are we going back? I could go Mickey Mantle. I can go Babe Ruth. What are we doing? All right, so
let's do within the let's do within the last 2 decades. Let's keep it somewhat condensed here.
Okay. So
we can. Yeah, we don't have to go. We could go all time, but we're talking hundreds of different athletes that we can think of, but we can keep it somewhat recent.
Oh, if you say 2 decades, he would be right up there with Derek Jeter. You can put 1, 2. It doesn't matter which one you want to put him at. He would be either 1 or 2. Because people see, especially in New York, Derek Jeter is like the guy. With those Yankee teams that won the World Series, there's obviously other star players. There's Bernie Williams, there's Mario Rivera, but everybody loves Derek Jeter here in New York, man. So, I would put them 1, 2, however you want to do it. I don't care which one is first. That's how I see it.
Raw. I'll bring the hockey portion into this question. Where would you put you said his name? Would Mark Messier be ahead of Jalen Brunson? Because what Messier did for the Rangers, this is within a 20-year-old realm now. What Mark Messier did, I think, to me, I know Jalen. Listen, if the Knicks win the championship, we're already giving Brunson the best Knick of all time. We're giving him that title. Yeah. But what Mark Messier did for the Rangers, come on now, he's in the pantheon as well. Yes or no?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, and that's where you have the problem with that, because you got to put Eli in there too. If you remember, Eli took a team that was like, I'm pretty sure they were 14-point underdogs in that Super Bowl against the undefeated Patriots, and he comes out the MVP, makes a couple of miraculous throws. Some say they're lucky, but it's better to be lucky than good. And that's true. I'm going to, Mark Messier's got to be there. I tell you what I'll do. Oh, man. I will. This is what I'll do. And, sure. I'm going to go. I'm going to go Jeter 1, Brunson 2, Messier 3, and Eli 4.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Phenomenal list.
Yeah.
Phenomenal list.
That's
and
fair.
A great question. So I just want, we have the great Raw Lieber joining us here. Liba, pardon me, on X-Rated Sports Network. Our show is Beyond the Surface. Raw, we're actually going to debate this topic with ourselves a little bit after we say so long to you, but I would love your answer on this. You see it on the little bottom line right there. The Knicks have won 10 in a row. They're setting records for point differential in a playoff and all kind of crazy stuff. Okay, and most of these metrics in the past have directly led to a championship. Okay, so that's the trajectory the Knicks are on. But the question is, are the Knicks this good, or is the East this mid? Because we know that the Knicks have beaten the Hawks, the Sixers, and now they're kicking, the Cavaliers' butts. So are the Knicks this good, or is the East this mid?
I think the Knicks are this good, and I'll tell you why. If you remember the last time I came on the show, I had said that Philadelphia was going to be a problem if Embiid came back. Embiid came back, look what they did to the Celtics. That was a really, really big deal. And so coming out of that series, I'm thinking, okay, Embiid's playing, Maxey, the other great guard, VJ Edgecombe. They got a lot of really good players on that team. I was actually thinking they could win 1 or 2 for the Knicks. The Knicks obviously sweep them. So in my opinion, the Knicks are just that good. They're playing lockdown defense. And here's the thing. A lot of times people think they rely on Brunson to score. In most cases, that is the case. But if you watch this last game, Strus had him, he was holding him the whole time down the court, walking him literally down the court. and Jalen finished with 19 points. The last 2 points he got was, they sort of let him have it. But, what do you have, 14, 15 assists? He just found another way. And everybody seems to be stepping up. Like, these guys are making shots. Like, everybody's making. When Josh Hart went crazy with the threes, I'm just like, oh, man, we're going to win this thing. So I think the Knicks right now are just that good.
Agreed.
Okay. Very interesting. We're about to welcome Brandon Armstrong into the fold here, a.k.a. B-Dot. But Dwight, go ahead with a question. Oh, there he is. B-Dot! What's up, dude?
What's up, guys? What's up?
How you doing, man? B-Dot, I can't remember if you were on before when we had Raw Liba on. He's an actor. He's a producer. He's a director. I had the absolute blessing to be a very, very small role in a film that he was in. And we sort of got to know each other that way. But he's a kick-ass dude, really knows his sports, and he's super, super talented. So Raw, B-Dot, Raw.
Nice to meet you, boss man. Nice to meet you, man. You know I've done my research, Rick.
Yeah, you always do. I know you're a prep guy. You got a question for Raw?
Yeah, already off the back. Speaking about the Knicks and Cavs game, if the Cavs get swept tonight, who do you think deserves the most blame? Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, Kenny Atkinson, or the construction of the roster? Or are the Knicks just that damn good?
Wow.
You're coming strong, man. Sheesh.
Yeah. All right.
This ain't a day off for Dot. This ain't no day off for Dot. I'm telling you right now.
Okay. So to answer his question, you sort of have to look at it from a Cavs perspective, right? So if I'm a Cavaliers fan, wow, there's a lot of blame to go around. That whole James Harden thing where they were just isolating him, I don't think people are ever going to forget that, because it was literally one after another, and they just kept doing it. And it didn't matter that they would try and switch him off, because you just set the pick and he has to switch. So, I mean, people are going to remember that. And then they're going to blame, of course, they're going to blame Atkinson. He's the coach. To me, they have a really solid roster. They got great players on that team. So they're expected to go to the championship just like the Knicks are. And to be swept, hey, it's one thing to lose. But if you watch these games, other than the first half of the first game, the Knicks have been in control the entire series. Like, you never felt like, oh, the Knicks are getting ready to lose. It just goes evenly, and they just win the game, and it's just like you don't even expect the Cavs to win. So, I think James Harden and Atkinson, I like the roster. I think the roster can do something, but they're not doing it. And when that happens, you got to blame the coach. So,
Ooh,
hey, I love it. There you go.
Phenomenal,
100%. Cavs are getting dominated.
Great question.
Last game, they looked uninterested. They didn't have any sense of urgency last game. They looked terrible. Like,
It's bad, man.
yeah,
It's bad. And Raw touched on it very briefly. I hate, listen, as a former professional athlete, I hate it when pundits say that teams quit. But on that layup you're talking about, Raw, there was no resistance. Everybody basically stopped playing. That's how you listen. Albeit it was at the end of the game, that's how you know the Cavs are done. They are finished. It's almost as if they want to put themselves out of their own misery. They're not waiting for somebody to do it. They just want to go home already. It's
right.
it's that bad for the Cavs. And again, yes, the Knicks are the better team, but I firmly believe you shouldn't give them any excuse. The Cavs are beat. They're done. They are physically and mentally torched. They have nothing. No matter what they do tonight, they have nothing. Zero.
And just to expound upon that,
You guys,
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that Max Strus texted in a group chat the other day saying, if you don't believe, then don't show up for work. How come it's Max Strus that's trying to lead these troops in the game? Where's Donovan Mitchell? Why isn't he catching the heat right now? This is supposed to be his team. They traded away Darius Garland, probably for contractual issues, right? But we all knew that there was this, whose team is it? Is it Darius? Is it Donovan? Can they play together? Can they make it work? This is supposed to be Donovan's team. So we can blame James Harden all we want. I mean, he just got there midway through the season. And we know he's 36 years old. We've already seen what James Harden can do. Yeah, maybe he doesn't show up in big moments, but we're talking about a Hall of Fame player here, an MVP, a multiple-time All-Star. What's Donovan Mitchell? What's his excuse? Where are you at? Why aren't you the one leading your troops right now? Why aren't you the one texting in the group chat saying, hey, if y'all don't really care, don't show up tomorrow? So I think there's another element there where there's no leadership. I mean, we could place the blame on Kenny. Yeah, of course. But I'm going to lean on Donovan right now. Where's he been at?
Yeah, I can't disagree with that either, because, you know, when it comes to the Cavaliers, you know, when they got James Harden, then you wonder at what point who is the leader. Now, of course, James has been in the league a long time, and he's garnered a lot of respect, from other players and all that. But, I think the series was over when they came back from 22 points down and won the game. When they came back, I mean, how do you come back from that? How? Like, it's just, I mean, that's a game one that was lost. So, it's bad.
Indeed, it is. So, Raw, one of our typical panel members, A.M. Pfeffer, is off today, but he does have a question for you, and I want Kai and Jason to fire that up. By the way, shout out to Kai for the work on the Calvin and Hobbes thing, where they made a cartoon version out of me taking a whiz. Maybe put it up so Raw can see it. But
Raw has no idea what you're talking about.
It was kind of maybe it was one of those you had to be there moments. But I just wanted to shout out Kai right there. But AM, there it is. You see that right there? On the let me get out of the way here.
Do you see that, Raw?
Oh my goodness gracious.
That's your boy. I'm in play-by-play mode with the headset on. I got my suit on, and apparently there was no restroom close. I'm not really sure what happened with that.
There's so many jokes here.
I know.
I'm gonna leave them all alone.
Yeah, probably all left best unsaid. All right, so here's the question from our boy AM Raw. Question for Raw: New York over OKC or San Antonio in 4, 5, or 6. How fast can Brunson get this done? A.M. Pfeffer is flexing with that question as a Knicks fan, right? I mean, he Game 7 of the finals isn't even a consideration here. Okay, so what's your answer to that?
If all of the San Antonio team is there, Knicks in 7, OKC in 6.
That's a very confident New York Knicks fan, right there, boy.
Yeah.
So you have New York beating. So you have New York beating OKC in 6, and you have New York beating San Antonio in 7.
7. Yep.
I can rock with that. All right. Before we go around the horn again, I want to talk acting with you a little bit. Again, I had a conversation over the weekend with Adam. He's a local shoot. He does a lot of stuff, but he's a director, and he's currently directing a movie, Raw, about a serial killer wig in a sci-fi movie. That sounds just like our boy Adam, right? Like
just
what?
Like him.
Anyway, I play a cop in this movie. I haven't read the script yet, but anyway, dude. So he told me about the success that Bone Tomahawk is having. And I forget, because because it was Saturday night, okay? But he was like, it's top 5 on Netflix or something. But I just wanted to shout you out and, cheers and congrats on the success of that. But take us into how successful that film has been.
Oh man, well, Bone Tomahawk is actually just a fantastic movie. But if you're not, let me see. If you're gonna watch it, you have a strong stomach, because it's a horror western, and it's got a lot of stars in it. It's got Kurt Russell, Patrick Wilson, the gentleman from I was just trying to think of. There was so many people in this movie. Oh my gosh, we have such a great cast, and we filmed it out in Santa Clara, California, in the desert. And we were there. Ooh, man. We actually filmed it. I think we did the whole thing in 3 weeks. The whole movie. Yeah. I think we did the whole movie in 3 weeks. And I think
that's insane.
If I remember, yeah. We had some days were 17 hours. And we were out there, and I remember in my makeup, because I play that's me right there in the center. So my makeup, that took 6 hours of makeup. You sit in a chair for 6 hours, and they put all this stuff on you. And then you go outside in the Santa Clara sun in the desert, and you bake, and it dries. Yeah. So that's how they did that. And I was basically trying to kill Kurt Russell that entire movie, which is really So it was really an awesome experience, though. And I had a conversation with Kurt. There was a gentleman that actually one of my mentors that passed told me a story about Kurt Russell, and he told me that he says, if you see Kurt Russell, he says, tell him this, and he'll know that you know me. And I said, what's that? And just a little sports thing here. He said, Kurt Russell is the only man in baseball, professional baseball, to make all 3 outs in an inning. And I said, get out of here. He said, yeah. And so I went to Kurt Russell and I said, hey, I got to ask you a question. I said, is this true? You played minor league baseball for, I can't remember which team, but you made all 3 outs in an inning? And he goes, who told you that? I said, dude, I think that's amazing because that is really hard to do.
Yeah, it's a dubious record. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah. He said it's not something he's proud of, and then he said that he was so angry that he actually came up a 4th time, and they had 2 outs, and they go. Somebody from the stands yelled, "Oh well, we know this guy's going to get out." And he got so angry that he threw the bat down and jumped up in the stands and started fighting. So
you got to be kidding me right now. He went Ron Artest on the guy?
Yeah, he sure did. Imagine making all 3 outs in an inning, man. Like that's just wow. That's brutal. And so
some James Harden stuff right there. All 3 outs.
That's right.
Oh Lord, man,
that is unbelievable. What a story! Yeah. Oh my God,
take it before.
He went into the stands and started fighting the guy. That's the coolest thing I've ever heard. I love that.
He said he was brawling. He said people were jumping on him. He didn't know who was who. He was just throwing people. It was just just went crazy. And I said, well, what made you do that, Kurt? And he said, do I have to answer that? And I said, yeah, no, I guess.
Inner rage. Let's explore my inner rage. All right, I have one more film question, and we'll go around the horn here. You have a new movie out called The Hired Man. And so tell us about your role in that movie and like when it comes out and like how big of a release this is going to be.
Well, this is pretty awesome because we just had the premiere about 2 days ago in Philadelphia, and great crowd. They were very receptive to it. I play a character named Jax, and Jax is a hitman.
I was going to say, let me guess, Jax is a badass. Okay, you nailed that. There we go.
Yeah, so Jax is a hitman that sort of wants to get out of that life. So it's sort of Taken +1, right? So yeah. So he has to do this one last job, but he actually doesn't do it. Like he doesn't do it, and so the people that he was supposed to do the job for end up coming after him. And it's wow. I mean, high action-packed movie. I kill a few people.
Shocking.
Well, wait a minute. Wait, hold on.
We won't tell anyone. We're good.
Yeah, let me think. I kill a lot of people. so yeah. Hey, don't mess with me, man. You know what I'm saying?
No, we know. Right. We know. So I wonder if your hit count in Hired Man is as high as Arnold Schwarzenegger in Commando. Do you remember how many people were on the wrong side of that gun in Commando? Holy cow, dude.
Yeah. Arnold's a gret guy, too. I met Arnold before, too. I'll tell you that story, and that's another time. But, yeah, man, Commando. Oh, shoot, a couple of Arnold's movies, right? I mean, he killed a lot of people.
Oh, yeah. Predator's my personal favorite. I love
Terminator.
Terminator was great, but you got Hulk Hogan in Predator saying one of the great lines of all time. What? Oh God, I forgot it. What he said, I'm too whatever to bleed. What, Dwight, help me out with this?
I don't know.
Oh God, I can't believe I just forgot that line. But super excited for you on Hired Man. So when is it in theaters all around the country?
So we're gonna do one more premiere down in Brazil. In Rio de Janeiro. And then after that, it's going to be on Tubi, and you'll be able to watch it on Tubi. Yeah. And it's highly anticipated too. We've been getting a lot of media attention, and
nice.
It's wow. I mean, because the action for what we did this movie for, my former life as a stunt. Really magical, and it came out really well, and we're so pleased with it, and hopefully everyone else will be too.
So the tagline for this movie should be Jax kills a whole bunch of people. That should be the little tagline on that. By the way, the line by actually, and it wasn't Hulk Hogan, it was Jesse Ventura, but I got it now. Remember when he said, "I ain't got time to bleed"? Remember that line from Predator?
Oh, yeah.
That's great line. B-Dot, hit Rob with another question, man.
Okay, man. From Bone Tomahawk to The Hired Man, you played intense characters. I got two. It's kind of a joint question. Who is the most intimidating player still alive in these playoffs? Jalen Brunson, SGA, or Victor Wembanyama? And as a director, you know every great story needs conflict. Which remaining playoff storyline has the best movie ending? The Knicks finally getting back to the finals and winning, Wemby taking over early, or OKC completing their rise as a dynasty going back to back?
Oh, wow. Okay, give me that last part again, the second question.
Okay, the second question, as a director, every great story needs conflict. Which remaining playoff storyline has the best movie ending? The Knicks finally getting back to the finals and Wemby taking over early, or OKC completing their dynasty by winning back-to-back?
Okay, I'll answer the second question first. It's got to be the Knicks finally winning, man.
Agreed.
That's.
Agreed.
Yeah, man. It just has to be. We're talking since the '70s. We're talking all the disappointments. Those teams that made it to the finals, and with Patrick Ewing and John Starks, and oh my gosh, I was there for that, man. It was just, and then of course, those Bulls teams, that Charles Smith thing that still lives in my head. I just can't get rid of it. Oh my God. You probably know what I'm talking about. Where Charles Smith could have easily got the ball like 4 or 5 times. Pippen knocks it away. Jordan knocks it away. Pippen knocks it away. Jordan knocks it away. And the game is over. He's right under the basket. He's 6'10". Dunk the ball. But
Stop, man. You're going to break it.
I'm still there, man. I'm still there. All right. I'm sorry. The villain is, well, that was the question. The first question, right, was
yes. The first question, who is the most intimidating player still alive in the playoffs? Based off your character, you're very intimidating. Hitman, Tomahawk, Jalen Brunson, SGA, or Victor Wembanyama?
It's Victor.
Well.
It's Victor. Yeah. It's Victor. It's Victor because what? 7 foot, whatever, 7'12". So this guy could do literally everything. And when you're going to the basket and he catches your shot and uses it to pass it down the court, that's pretty ridiculous. So it's got to be him. I don't even know. You have to get him out of the paint. Just to even attempt to get a layup. So it's got to be him. Victor, definitely Victor.
All right, Ashley, come on in here with a question or two for Raw.
Let me think off the top of my head here. Do you think that the Knicks had, I guess, an easy road to where they're at now? Or do you think that they are just that much better than the Hawks and the Sixers and all those teams?
Well, I'll tell you this. I think a lot of people were a little shocked by the Hawks series. I really expected them to handle the Hawks very easily. And the Hawks put up a fight. Or you could say the Knicks played down to the Hawks, because the Knicks are clearly a better team. I don't think anybody would disagree with that. So I tend to think the Knicks played down to the Hawks level. In the second series against Philadelphia, I was a little worried again because Embiid came back and they had just, done away with the Celtics. So I'm thinking they're going to win 1 or 2 games. So, I just believe the Knicks are going to come out of this and come out of the East. So, the Knicks are Knicks are clearly the best team in the East this year.
I love it. Dwight, come on in here.
Raw, you've been on both sides. I've heard this conversation throughout my years of watching media, radio and television. You've been on both sides of this. How do you feel about entertainers wanting to become actors and actors or entertainers wanting to become athletes? I've heard this debated all the time because listen, there are some people out there, some entertainers, some actors who have been overlooked, or rappers or in that entertainment realm have been given jobs over actors who have been more qualified for them, but because of their status in the world, they figure that will sell tickets. So they're basically compromising the integrity of the genre by going for popularity rather than the actual person that should have the job. How do you feel about? You've been on both. You're an athlete and you're an actor. How do you
Yeah.
feel when that conversation comes up?
Wow. Oh man, that's such a great question. Um, you know, when I was just acting and not producing, I thought about it a different way, right? Because as an actor, you don't want anybody taking your spot or, like
Mm-hmm.
something that you could have done. Then when I became a producer, I realized that, those things matter. The guy's got a following, he's got a name, whether or not he be a rapper or a magician, it matters, especially nowadays, because your whole thought is he's going to bring his audience to this movie. So it's a great question. I'm always conflicted when I answer these things because I look at Kevin Hart, right, and I love Kevin, right, but if you talk to Kevin thinks he can play professional basketball.
1,000%.
He
Yep.
believes he really believes that he can, and he can't. But he's not a no he can't. But he's not a bad basketball player, And then I look at somebody like Chris Brown. Now, whether or not you like Chris Brown or not, he's got some ball skills, man. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys ever seen him play. I had the opportunity to see him play in person, man, and I'm like, man, this dude he's really, really good. I think this is a stretch. I think he could actually play in the G League. That's how good he is. But again, when we're talking about movies, if hey, listen, Taylor Swift is a singer. She's done some acting, but she's a singer, right? But I know if I put her in my movie, all those Swifties are going to come watch my movie.
Bam.
So that's what it is, man. That's the nature of the business. So I can't be angry at that.
I only asked the hold on, my fault, Ash.
Yeah, go ahead.
I only asked the question because, and again, I'm a Samuel L. Jackson fan, but I love everything he does. But I've heard him speak on this, not very complimentary. If you get if you get the direction I'm going in, he's not,
Right.
because I'm not sure if it affected him, but I think it's affected some of his colleagues in the business to where they were taken out of positions to where they could have promoted themselves and their career, but instead lost out to a rapper or to some other genre, to where opportunities are being taken away. That's the person I remember that I know very, very prominent in this discussion. That's the only reason I asked the question.
Hey, super quick. Samuel L. Jackson did not have to feel that individually because he's in every movie, so he clearly prevailed on that deal.
Yeah, and listen, and I love Sam too. I love Sam too, but Sam is coming from that other point that we talked about a second ago, where I said when I was an actor, I felt like Sam, right?
Right.
When you produce, you got to think differently, and so he's right, but I'm right too.
I think Sam come from that old school mentality. How like they coming and watering down the game, just like we don't like all these threes being shot. We like that old school 80s basketball type stuff. I think you can make that comparison with Sam. Like, come on, man, they ain't bring no quality to the they diminishing what real film is.
Well. This is what I'll say about what Sam's talking about. Sam is right in this respect. You may get, he's an actor, right? So you might get better acting if you hire an actor, right? That's what they do. They're professional actors. When you hire a singer, a rapper, or whatever, somebody from another industry, you're probably not going to get the great acting, but you're going to get their following. And so
that's
really
money.
That's what it is. That's just what it is. So, with all due respect to Sam, I understand his position because, like I said, I've been in it, but the industry's changed. And look, now you got AI actors. Think about that.
Yeah.
Give me a break. And we got AI bumper stickers of me as Calvin taking a whiz. We have that too. I got to go back to Kevin Hart. Okay, Dot. I want to tee you, Dot. This is a question for Dot. Dot, how would a one-on-one with you and Kevin Hart go?
I'm busting Kevin ass. I'm busting. We going to 15. I'm beating him 15-0. Now, Chris, I played with Chris before. Chris, it'll probably be maybe 15-10. If I'm really locked in, it's 15-7. But Kevin Hart, yeah, I'm busting his ass. Easy.
Kevin Hart is my size. He's my size.
Actually got a better chance against me than Kevin.
He's your size. He's your size physically, but mentally, Kevin Hart thinks he's 7'7". So
exactly.
It's how
you have to carry yourself. You have to carry yourself that way when you're that short.
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. Dot, so are you backing Hart like Magic? Remember the Magic, back you down. Are you doing that to him? Or are you just hitting him with crosses and pull-ups and fadeaways and stuff?
He gonna get the full game. I'm shooting over him. I'm taking the basket. I know I'm faster. Kevin kind of strong now. So them little people, they stocky. I played a midget 2 weeks ago and I couldn't back them down for nothing. They strong. And I know Kevin work out and all that, so I'm going around him. I'm shooting over him. I'm getting him out of there.
Hey, listen. He's right because it's all physics, right? So they have a lower center of gravity, and so that lower center of gravity is pushing on your legs. Taller people we don't like people pushing on our legs, man. Like it's just you know what I mean. So those with lower centers of gravity can actually move bigger people. So
okay, yeah. so Raw to that point, going back to the Spurs-Thunder series, do you agree? As for it is the case with most teams in the NBA, do you agree with how coaches defend Victor Wembanyama by putting shorter, low center of gravity, stronger players on Wembanyama? Do you agree with that strategy? Is that a one game strategy, or do you think it could work over the course of a series?
I think if you're doing that to him, I think that works. But I think you got to mix it up. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you could have somebody smaller on them. Burn some fouls, man. You know what I'm saying? You get a bunch of them, use them up, and you just got to throw different bodies at them because you give them different looks, different situations. Because just having a smaller guy on them, referees are watching stuff now, man. And he's going to start. He's going to he's going to start. He doesn't get a lot of calls, man. People are holding him, pulling him by his shirt. Like I'm seeing all kinds of things that they're doing to him on the side, and I'm like, why aren't they calling that? Because nobody's watching it, But a smaller guy could be slick with it, they just can be. Everybody's smaller than him, but I think you got to give him different looks. That's the way to go.
Ashley, come on in here.
Oh yeah, the question I had: if you can bring any former NBA player back, and put him on the Knicks roster right now, who are you taking?
Oh man. Any former player or any Knick?
Any former player.
Wow.
I love the Knicks. I'm giving you a smaller pool of guys, and I want to actually give you guys a chance to win. So we're gonna go with overall former NBA players.
Wow. Hey man, see, there's a lot running through my head because at first I thought you were going to say Nick, and I was going to say Anthony Mason. But yeah, because I loved Anthony Mason, man.
Yeah, Mason. Yeah.
Right. So, we rode on the subway together, me and Anthony, man. I can't tell you those stories. But anyway, so yeah, I gotta be careful with that. So any player, I'm taking Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm taking Shaquille O'Neal because I still want to keep Cat, but because Cat can hit mid range and threes and all that as well as drive to the basket. Shaq is going to be a problem for somebody. And
that's a great question.
Yeah, for real.
It's a great question.
I agree.
I'm
bringing
back Julius. I'm bringing back Dr. J. I'm bringing back Dr. J.
For me, I'm bringing back MJ because it's just game over.
100%.
Like you're guaranteed to win.
Yes.
You're just guaranteed to win if you add him to this team. I mean, yes, I want the guaranteed ring. I'm going Jordan. You too, Dwight, right?
You guarantee if you have Pippen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So hold on. So Rob.
Okay. How many rings does MJ have without Pip?
I knew I was going to start something.
You just did. How many rings does MJ have without Pip?
Okay.
Well, how many rings does Pippen have without MJ?
I mean,
probably zero, but that's not the question here. How many rings does MJ have without Pip?
I watched Scottie Pippen take the Bulls to the Eastern Conference Final, and they lost only because of a really fraudulent call. Even though I'm a Knicks fan.
Hugh Hollins, Hubert, yes. A foul on Scottie Pippen defending a Hubert Davis jumper. I completely agree with that. 1,000%. Yes.
Totally fraudulent call.
However, no foul.
However, we got in the finals. So.
Hey, listen, I'm glad you brought that up. Scottie Pippen had an amazing year that year. You can tell. You know what? You know who that very comparable? Jaylen Brown this year playing without Jason Tatum. Scottie Pippen played that entire season with the Jaylen Brown mentality. The Bulls won 2 less games than the Bulls had won with Jordan. Scottie Pippen from the jump ball of the All-Star game, you could tell he wanted the All-Star MVP from the jump ball. He won the MVP in that game and was basically trying to put himself as the best player in the NBA that season. Pippen was legit. He wore the red shoes in the All-Star game. He wanted to stand out amongst everyone in that game. Everyone. So
finished third in MVP voting. Yep.
Yes. Listen, we all understand that Scottie needed Mike and Mike needed Scottie. But to your point, Scottie, now we don't know what exactly would have happened, but that is a critical time in basketball history. That Hugh Hollins call on Scottie Pippen changed what could have been a Bulls at least getting to the finals. I don't know if they would have beaten Houston, but that would have put Scottie Pippen in an entire complete stratosphere than what we already think of him now. Imagine him with Pete Myers leading the Bulls to the finals without Mike. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Pete Myers
and
kind of just
Mike
caught
would
a
have still been playing
stray.
baseball.
Pete Myers kind of just caught a stray beyond the surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. Ashley, to your point, like, who knows, right? If we change NBA history, like, who would Pippen have been playing with? Could he have won rings with another crew, right? I don't know. But, like, I do, we've been having this debate for 30 years, right? Like, how many rings would MJ have without Pip and all this kind of stuff? The only thing I would say is, I don't think MJ would have had 6 rings without Scottie Pippen. Like, I don't know what that number would have been. He definitely would have been a champion at some point, probably multiple without Pip. But, bro, they broke the league for a decade, okay? Like, they broke the league. And you had these different iterations. And then later on, you bring in Kukoc and Rodman and all those cats, right? But, I've said this many, many times. The 2 best wing defenders on the same team, and it's not close, are Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. The ground they covered, the different positions they could guard, the electric athleticism, and then immediately changing ends and it's a bucket. Like, I've never seen anybody better defensively on the wing as a tandem than those guys. You guys remember Scottie Pippen, dude? He would guard an entire half of the court. He was quick enough to dive into the corner on the 3, quick enough to get out and guard the wing jumper, and he'd go down and double and dig down on the big man. Like, you guys got me going. I love Scottie Pippen. I'm a huge fan over here, man.
Yeah.
Listen,
Go
ahead. Go ahead, Ron.
Hey, Jordan played 7 years. Jordan was what? That's the '84 draft, man. See,
yeah.
When we talk about Michael Jordan, we talk about the '90s, but he really came in the league in 1984. So, I mean, he played 7 years without Scottie Pippen, and
no rings,
0.
So are you going to say that he's not the GOAT? Are you a fan? Are you going to say he's the GOAT or not the GOAT?
I don't know if you're ready for this today. So,
I'm ready. I've been ready. I've been waiting for that question.
All right. So if you asking me personally,
yes.
I think LeBron's a GOAT.
Woo!
Oh,
Next topic.
Okay. I had a feeling you were going to go there, and I just met you today, but I can pick up on the vibes here by how you said that about MJ and Scottie. I was like, oh, that's a LeBron fan if I've ever seen one.
Well, okay, so I got to preface this a little bit because I know LeBron. So
okay. All right, so there might be a little bias here, which is totally fine.
Right. And I know MJ too, but not like I know LeBron. But this is how I look at it, man. So I think if you want to make the argument that Mike might be the most accomplished, I think you got an argument there. I think, you could say Mike is the most accomplished. The best basketball player, I believe, is LeBron. So, 2 different things.
That's
interesting.
Fair.
Yeah,
Well,
they are
it's
2
fair.
different.
I mean, 2 different players, 2 different eras. I mean, I get into this argument a lot, and I like hearing other perspectives on this because when you take a look at LeBron's team when he carried them to the finals when he was with the Cavs, he really didn't have much around him. And considering he was able to get them there is incredibly impressive. And then he was going up against the Tim Duncans of the world, the Kawhis of the world, the Warriors dynasty. So you take a look at the challenges that he had to face. It is impressive. I mean, when you look at his finals record, yes, it's not as good as Michael Jordan's. Most accomplished. Michael Jordan has 6 championships, won the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year award in the same year. Yeah, I mean, you could put their resumes side by side, and whoever you choose as your GOAT, you can make an argument for it because they are both that great of players, both individually and team success wise. I mean, LeBron still got it done. Yeah, maybe the record's not as good, but you can make an argument there, and I do respect it.
So prime Jordan,
guys-
prime LeBron, bringing him back to replace Mikal Bridges. Which one is winning the championship, or are they both? Or which one has a better chance?
Yes.
I'm
Bring
taking
back
MJ.
prime Bron.
I'm bringing back MJ.
Okay.
I'm bringing.
And they have a
I've
better
never seen
chance
a
to
kill.
win the
I've never
finals
seen
this
a.
year?
Yeah, I've never seen a killer in my life like Michael Jordan. Never in my life have I. He's the most psychopathic athlete I've ever seen, man. I'm rocking with that guy. How about you guys?
You don't think him and Brunson gonna hit heads? You don't think him and Brunson?
See,
You know, they both ball dominant.
That's where I was going. That's where.
No. Jalen worked well with Luka, man. Jalen. I'll tell you about Jalen Brunson. Jalen wants to win.
Mm-hmm.
You guys think Jalen would have a number one crisis with MJ there?
Because he wasn't a Jalen Brunson he is today. He wasn't a captain when he was with Luka.
I understand.
Today, this team
it's a good
right
point.
Now,
I totally. So really, you guys think that Jalen Brunson would like get that twisted and not like willingly?
I don't know.
No, I think he'd be okay with it. He'd be okay with that. Even though I think
would be like, yo, let's go get that ring, homie.
I remember Brunson has a story. Brunson does have a story where I think his dad was trying to introduce him and get him an autograph from Michael Jordan, and he turned it down. As a little kid, though, back in the day, just throwing out a random little story there. But I still think Jalen. I mean, who wouldn't want to play with MJ? Who wouldn't want to be alongside?
But to me,
Kobe the only person that wouldn't play second fiddle to MJ. Kobe's the only person in the league ever I think wouldn't play second fiddle to MJ outside of like the Larry Birds and all those guys. I think Bron would take a back seat to MJ.
That point,
I agree.
I agree. That point is valid, Dot. But I think that's where the personality and the overall basketball skill set of Bron would fit in better because he would allow Brunson to be Brunson. I'm not saying Jordan wouldn't allow Brunson to be Brunson, but because of who Bron is, Bron would fit right in with Brunson and wouldn't deter. So you allow Bron to do what he does, but allow Brunson to be Brunson the same way he allowed Kyrie Irving to be Kyrie. Come on now, It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Yeah. See, the thing with Bron to me, Bron is going to make the best basketball play.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what he's going to do. If you're open and you got a better shot, he's going to give it to you. You know, to your point, he's going to let Brunson be Brunson. Whereas I think if Michael Jordan was on that team, you know, I just remember Michael Jordan, you know, battling with Craig Hodges all the time. You know, he didn't like Craig Hodges. It was
Steve
like
Kerr too.
Yeah. I mean, like,
don't get Rick started, please.
I see what you're doing there. But that's funny. Yeah, he would allow Brunson to be Brunson, and he would just, you know, distribute, rebound. LeBron's going to do what he's got to do. Period. And it's not defined that like he has to score. Michael Jordan, that's what we know him as, right? He didn't necessarily, I'm just being honest, he didn't necessarily have to guard the toughest guy. Pippen did that. You know what I mean? Pippen did the rebounding. All the stuff that Mike didn't want to do, Pippen did.
So Raw, I want to bring this to you and the rest of the panel. I've had this discussion. I know I'm going to get some strays right now. Listen, and this is where, and I'm old enough to have seen most of the greats. All right, and I started playing basketball in the 80s and 90s. That's my era, the 80s and 90s. And I know I'm gonna be disrespecting many perimeter players of that era. But when you compare the players that Mike played against in that era compared to all the perimeter players that are in the NBA today, even from the start of LeBron's career, as far as I'm concerned, there is no comparison. The only two guards that I know of, it, to my recollection, and if I'm hating, I'm hating. Take out Reggie Miller and Clyde Drexler. Who were the two guards that Michael Jordan truly had to defend? Look at those Utah Jazz teams. We're talking Jeff Hornacek, Brian Russell, Shandon Anderson. Really? On the Phoenix Suns. Dan Marley. Really? Like Gary Payton, but by the coach's decision, didn't guard Michael Jordan until it was too late. And then in the 2 games that Gary Payton guarded Mike, I think he held Mike to around 41 or 42% shooting. And now Gary Payton will openly talk about that as to if I was able to guard Mike from the very beginning of the series, it might have been different. I don't think so. But my point is, who did Mike really have to guard during that era? Even against the Lakers, Phil Jackson took Jordan off of Magic after game 1. It completely changed the series. So LeBron has had to go up against a plethora of some of the all-time greats on the perimeter when Michael Jordan didn't. I'm just giving context. I'm not saying I prefer one over the other. I'm just giving reality. That's why sometimes when you have these discussions, it's really a moot discussion because they're in different eras. I'm just trying to give you context of to how I break it down in regards to the comparison between who Mike had to guard and who LeBron had to guard and go up against.
That was very, very well done. That was beautiful. So yeah, it really was. And going back to that Lakers series, Byron Scott got hurt. You know, he didn't even play. So I mean, I don't even know who the other guard was at that time. Who came in for Byron at that?
It wasn't Nick the Quick, was it?
No. It's number 20. Michael Teague? No. What was his name? I forget.
Oh my God.
I forget.
Oh, Terry Teagle?
No. Not Terry. No. I forget his name.
Yeah. But
You're not thinking of Coop, are you?
Not Coop.
No, Coop was gone. I don't think Coop was.
I think he was done by then. Yeah. Anyway, whatever the case.
Yeah. But yeah, I was just saying that, you know, Byron Scott didn't even play that series, and Byron was having a really good series playoff series that series, and I remember that whole thing. And when he got hurt, I mean, they were already at a disadvantage. I would have actually, if Byron would have played, I would have taken the Lakers in that series.
Mike had the propensity of taking people's hearts, man. It would have been tough on Byron Scott, really, really tough.
I think MJ was finally ready and on a mission, and the Magic thing, and Magic's my favorite athlete of all time. I came up a Showtime Laker fan, Raw. Literally, I'm here talking to you guys right now, is into basketball and is blessed to have this career because of Magic Johnson. I was a baseball football guy in the 70s as like a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old, and then found hoops. And I have been addicted ever since. All right, Raw, I have one last 2-part question for you, and we will let you go, sir. What is your next project? I'm curious. And also, we know that you have won the fittest man. You are a fitness guru. You are an athlete, right? As an actor, you bring like athleticism to that. So take us into your like workout regimen. I wake up at 5:30 and I go run for 10 hours and come, not 10 hours, sorry, for 10 miles and then come back and lift weights for 5 more. Like, what is that routine for you?
I like the running for 10 hours. I like that a lot. Wow. I wish I could run for 10 hours. That would be nice.
Yeah, but, it's even pushing your limits. I know that.
Yeah. Okay. So, and it's funny. I just basically do one body part a day. Like I'll get up. I'll go to the gym. Maybe first day will be chest day. Next day will be arms. Next day will be legs. Next day will be back. And the other 2 days out of the 5, I play basketball consistently. Yeah. So that's my cardio. I do 2 days of straight cardio. But even more so than that, I'm just going to be honest, man. It's all your diet. It's all your diet. Like, people think, oh man, I can eat whatever I want and then go to the gym. It doesn't work that way. You can't. They both got to be in sync with each other. So, if I eat terrible but I go to the gym, or I go to the gym, you know what I'm saying, and you can't do one more than the other. You have to have them combined together. And so, as long as your diet is okay, man, you should be okay. To be quite frank with you, just get your cardio in. Walking, all that kind of stuff. For this is for people. Don't do what I do. I'm a madman. So, but
what would be Rob? What would be your recommendations for people in terms of diet who are listening and they'll be like, okay, like I work out, but I still eat fast food and I still drink sugary soda. And I tell people all the time, stop drinking sugar soda right now. Either drink something else or go to diet. Because I drink the diet Gatorade, but that sugar, like if you want dad bod, drink sugary sodas. I didn't want dad bod, so I stopped doing that. Okay, but what recommendations would you give to people?
Well, it's interesting that you said that, because I could go even further than that, man. Here in the United States, if you've been around the world, the rest of the world, they have more regulation when it comes to food.
You better believe it.
You man, there's a reason why you go to McDonald's and they made those fries at 7 this morning. You're there 4 in the afternoon. Those are the same damn fries. There's a reason why they're able to last that long. You know what I mean? So all these chemicals that we put in our food here in the United States, that's not all over the world. If you've been to a McDonald's in England, they're making the fries right there, like it's literally potatoes, and the beef is real beef. And I'm getting ready to get political here in a second. I don't want to do that. But man, listen, cut out the fast food. Fast food is a killer. I mean, it's an absolute killer. You're talking about, heart disease, situations with your arteries. You don't want that, man. If you can eat something fresh, man, get that. And wash it off, man, because you don't want the chemicals involved with that either. So, but yeah, man, it's just fresh vegetables, fresh fruit. If you're gonna eat beef, eat lean beef, right? They have it. If you're gonna eat steak, get a lean steak. They have it. The same with poultry. So, but yeah, man, especially here in the United States, it's and it's very expensive too. It's expensive to eat healthy. That's the thing. And here I am getting political, so I'm about to. But you look at, the insurance companies, right? They want to know how old you are. They want to know, this and that about you, right? Because I think in reality, they don't want you to live too long. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a sort of I don't know. I don't want to call it a. There's a connection. I'll put it to you like that.
Right.
I think there's a
They're
That's how
trying
I
to
feel
create all
about the
this lab-grown foods and all that, and they're trying to put all these antibiotics into the food and all the pesticides. Because I'm like I'm really big in the health and wellness space too, and I read every single label, and it's ridiculous how when I go to even Sprouts, there's only one bread that I can buy that doesn't have gums and fillers and all this extra BS in there. But majority of the time it's like even the vegetables and the fruits, like you don't know what they're spraying on that stuff. You don't even know what's in our air that's dropping down from the sky onto our crops. So I'm like very conscious of it. And I do spend the extra money to make sure that I'm getting it from a good, reputable source and making sure, like there's an Erewhon out here. Everyone talks bad about Erewhon. It's so overpriced. I'm like, yeah, but the food, the quality's better. You could taste it. I know the difference. So it's just unfortunate that back in the 80s, you were able to buy food that was already organic. That's just the standard was the food was already organic and already fresh. You didn't have to pay extra for it. Yeah. And now the fact that they're making everything ridiculously expensive when that should just be the standard.
Right. And that's what I going back to what I was saying before. To me, there's got to be a connection, right? So
yeah,
you want to eat healthy, but it costs you this much more, right? Right. So, but the insurance companies act like they want you to eat healthy, but they really don't. It's crazy. I don't want to. Again, I don't want to get involved.
I'll just say, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, 100%. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm believing every single word. Don't get me, yeah, we'll leave it at that. Okay, and then finally, what's your next project, man?
So I'm currently filming a movie called Chrome Bounty. It's a yeah. So it's Chrome Bounty. It's a so it's a steampunk western. Filming out in Arizona and New Mexico, and we got a few names in there. I don't want to drop them quite yet. They're sort of out there already a little bit, but yeah, man, it's a blast. We got steampunk weapons, and I have a really cool love scene.
Okay.
Always enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it sort of takes place in this sort of how do you want to say it? It's like 1800s Wild West, but yet we have these steampunk weapons, and it just really gets crazy out there. So it seems like whenever I film in the desert, things get crazy. I think it's the heat.
I love it. Raw, you're the best, man. You're the best. I want you all to check out his new movie right now, The Hired Man. It's going to be on Tubi, okay? And then, just go to, IMDb or go to, Prime or Peacock or whatever and look up Raw's movies. But Bone Tomahawk, you got to see that one, folks. But, Raw, we love you, man. We do. Thank you. It's a blessing to be a friend of yours, my friend, and to have you on our show. We always have an absolute blast. Guys, show the comment from Celtics champ. Yeah, right here. Raw Liba always brings entertaining energy to the content. So our fans are even loving you, Raw.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, that was nice. Thank you. No, don't stop. No. So, but guys, listen. Thank you so much. I love the conversation when I'm talking to people who know sports like you folks. It was great. A lot of energy. I loved it, and I will come back.
For sure.
We appreciate that.
So Raw, go Knicks, And I'll be in touch, my friend.
All right, my friend. Take care, folks.
Take it easy.
See you later. The great Raw Lima, ladies and gentlemen. I saw B-Dot perked up a little bit when he said, I got a great, what did he didn't say, what did he say, love scene? I saw Dot perk up a little bit.
Yeah, man. Hey, and one of the perks being a male actor. Yeah, them love scenes. You never know who you get. I wanted
to follow up on that, but I know we had to let him go because we've had him on here a while. But I wanted to ask him, like, do they catch feelings for these people when they're constantly having to reenact these scenes? Like, is there a connection that they establish from, being together so many hours? Like, I wonder that because they sell me on that. I'm like, oh wow, they're really into it. Like, how could you fake that? So I always wonder.
Benefits of being great actors. I know some people in relationships like that.
They're not even
real
actors. They're just faking it, right?
Yep. They don't really love each other.
I don't know anything about this, but I have a theory. So if you're, a stud male actor and a gorgeous female actor and you're the stars of the movie and you've got to do multiple love scenes, right? Well, you probably practice these love scenes, right? You rehearse. And so you're together, you're kissing, maybe, you don't have clothes on. I don't see how, just as a human, if you're married, that's one thing, but if you're single, it'd be kind of hard not to catch some feelings right there. But let's get back to basketball because again, I'm just theorizing right there. I don't know. I've acted in 2 films. I've had I was a lead guy in one film, but it was a short, and then it doesn't matter. But I've never done anything to that degree. Maybe one day, although this sports thing's pretty damn fun. All right, let's get into. Pardon me, my rundown. I'm having some issues here. But you guys saw the soundbite of when SGA was asked how you get Chet going and stuff, and didn't give an answer at all. Okay, so guys, please run that video as we're going to
involved offensively.
Yeah.
That says it all right there.
Just what are some things you think you can do?
That says it all right there.
Awkward. Okay, I'm going to go first here, guys. And the question is, has SGA lost confidence in Chet? Hell yes, he's lost confidence in Chet. Guys, Chet is so traded right now. Here's the deal with that SGA bite. You need to lie. You got to make something up right there. Say something smart, even if you don't believe it. It's called player speak. It's called the license to lie, right, Dwight? Antonio Daniels made that up on NBA radio. The license to lie. You're a team owner, you're a GM, you're a coach, you're a player. Sometimes you have to lie, okay? And we want the truth out here because we can handle it, all right? But a lot of times what's smart politically in the sports realm is to lie your ass off, okay? Everybody does it. It's called playing the game. All right. The fact that SGA his way through that answer, not even trying to sugarcoat, justify, rationalize, speaks 1,000 words, man. SGA's over it. He knows that Chet versus Wemby is going to be an L forever. Infinite. Okay. If Sam Presti asked SGA about a Chet Giannis trade this summer, what do you guys think SGA's answer would be? I would bet my spinal cord that SGA says, I want Giannis, yo. Get Chet up to Milwaukee. And SGA would be like, yo, he's from Minnesota anyway. It's right next door. Boom, make it happen. And SGA would go out and buy another suede car. Okay, Dot, I want to go to you next on that. By the way, I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying. Dot, is SGA... has he lost confidence in Chet? Is he over Chet right now?
I mean, it's not the first time. It's the second time he's said something about Chet responding to a question, and the answer has not been right after the game, right after they won, right after they had a great game, and the interviewer asked him about Chet and his effectiveness, and how did he feel like he did just a good job in general. I think he don't have a good relationship with his big man. It don't seem like when they asked about when Hartenstein, I thought did a decent job on Wemby. He kept taking him to prom with his arm.
No. He didn't hear Zora's question. Let's not take it out of. He didn't hear Zora's question. That's.
I was just saying anything that pertained to Wemby and the bigs. It didn't seem it. I didn't hear the confidence and an aura in his voice. But pertaining to Chet, when he said that and when he didn't say anything, it spoke the loudest in the room. I'm like, all right, let's go ahead and get Giannis. Let's get the Giannis buses headed to OKC. So I think his confidence has wagered, with Chet in general. But I mean, I don't know how Chet would take that. But overall, just him being a great player, it's tough. If they lose, yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I think win or lose is a wrap for Chet. So Giannis, hey man. We'll see you soon up in OKC, brother.
Ashley, go next, please.
End up in Oklahoma City, and now all of a sudden it's all over the airwaves. But no one was talking about that a couple weeks ago. It was all Miami and New York and the Warriors, and I'm like, nah, he's going to OKC. They need to make it happen. But overall, I'm kind of surprised by this. This is your leader. This is your MVP. This is your champion. And he doesn't have an answer for that? You don't know how to get your guys going? You don't know how to lead the orchestra? At this point, you'd think that he'd be able to figure that out. And there were a lot of comments saying, well, he's not the coach. It's not his decision, and that's not his job. I'm like, yes, it is. That's your job. That's your job to make everyone else around you successful, or else you're not the MVP that we thought you were. You're not the leader that we thought you were. So they were able to make it happen last year. What's different now? What's going on now? There might be some internal things going on that we don't know about. But we could see that being displayed on the court. I mean, Isaiah Hartenstein's been playing well, but that rivalry with Chet, Wemby, it doesn't exist. It's done. It's pretty clear and evident who the better player is, and that's Wemby. No more rivalry, but Shea needs to, like you said, he needs to lie and do a better job. And it's not even lying. It was a question directed to him. What can you do better as a leader to get Chet going, right? What can you do better to make sure that he is signed up for success here in the playoffs against one of the other best teams in the NBA right now? So I don't even think it's a matter of him lying. It's a matter of, like, you don't have an answer. I think it said more about him than it did about Chet. And we know Chet's been playing bad and hasn't been playing up to the standard. But I think it said a lot more about Shea, because how come your guys aren't leveling up with you as the leader of that team?
But before Dwight goes, I think also the SGA is young, and this is the first time in his young, successful career that he's hit this kind of adversity. They're going against a team that they damn near can't figure out as much. One game they may dominate them, and then this next game they had 47 freaking points going into the third quarter. Yeah. It's mind-boggling, and we don't never see any type of emotion or demeanor, even with the game going on. Even when they're down 20, we can't tell if they're down 20 or up 20 with SGA, because his demeanor is just, hey man, game's not over, we got to get it done. So I think that plays an effect also where he's learning as we're seeing this great player grow. So yeah, I just had to add.
Then he needs to humble. Then he needs to humble himself on his little captions on his Instagram page, because he sounds super confident there.
We got Ashley holding us back.
Super confident. Hey, their little TikTok dances, and we're filming Jared McCain, and okay. We're confident. We're confident then. We're grown men then. We're leaders then, right? When we're winning. Okay. No, we once you win a championship, and once you get to that level of MVP caliber player, I don't want to hear no excuses. You ain't young no more. You've already elevated. It's like in dog years. We're talking NBA years now. Hell yeah. There's no excuses. None.
Agreed.
Get him, Ashley. Get him. All right, Dwight, come on in here.
Always. That's what I'm here for.
I love it. Loving every minute of it.
So here's the thing. We have to seriously start asking the question: is Chet Holmgren as good of an offensive player as he is a defensive player right now? So here's the thing: is SGA befuddled to answer the question because he knows that Chet isn't the offensive player that we all perceive him to be. Look at the shots per game per attempts in the first 4 games of the series. I think it's 7 in game 1, 8 in game 2, 10 in game 3, or vice versa, whatever the case. And I think it was 8 last night. He has taken 10. The most he's taken in a game is 10 shots. Is that because he's preoccupied as the rim protector against the Spurs offense? Is it because he is the forgotten man on offense when you're getting so much productivity out of SGA to start, Alex Caruso, AJ Mitchell? All the other players are getting theirs, but Chet isn't. Also, is it because Chet simply isn't strong enough to handle all of this? He's expending so much energy defensively that he has zero on the offensive end. You could just tell right now that Wemby is the physically stronger player than Chet Holmgren is. Chet bounces off of people, and I mean in a negative way. You have to hold, tug, grab Wemby to be effective on him. If you just touch Chet doesn't give the same resistance that Wemby does. So I don't know if it's a lack of confidence in Chet. Maybe we're just giving Chet too much credit, right? And it's unfortunate. I think we're going to touch on this later, but we have to understand when we're watching players in the playoffs, we have to differentiate between what they did during the regular season and how they're performing in the playoffs. Because all I've heard over the last couple of days is why were Jalen Duren and Chet Holmgren on the All-NBA teams. Both of them had great regular seasons. The playoffs are a totally different animal. Scouting reports, schemes, it brings out the best or the worst in players. Right now, we already saw it with Jalen Duren. Maybe we're experiencing it with Chet Holmgren. It's pretty clear to me that Chet is far beyond his offensive skill than he is right now, where his prowess is, and that's on the defensive end. When it comes to the pecking order offensively with the Thunder, Chet is not at the top of the list. That seems pretty clear to me right now.
That's a great point. He's getting exposed. The offensive game is being exposed a lot. From what really exposed it for me when he had a wide open 3 and Champagnie recovered to block him. I didn't notice how he dips so much to be 7 feet. He dips down so much to get that 3-pointer up that it had enough time for Champagnie to come over and block his shot. It's like, okay, he's getting exposed. His shots aren't. He's not. You're right, Dwight. Trust me, I've had him in my parlay twice for field goal attempts, and he's cooked all of them. So
he's way down there, Dot. Way down.
Yeah, he is. No. All right, fellas. So let's. Great point about how he dips down, Dot. Awesome point on that. We got to clock these last few segments. We still got a decent amount of ground to cover. We got to talk all defensive teams. We got to talk all NBA, Dwight, which you just brought up. So, question right now with a clock: are the Knicks this good, or is the East this mid? Here's the setup. Don't clock me yet. Just a couple of stats here. The ooh and ah stats. The highest point differential in a postseason. Okay, the Knicks right now are a plus 234. It's the most. Okay, next is the 2017 Warriors with Durant. Okay, 230. They won the title. The 2014 San Antonio Spurs, who were on a mission the year after suffering the Ray Allen shot, they were a buzzsaw that year. Nobody was touching them. 214 was their plus differential. They won the title. Also, the Knicks became the 10th team in NBA history to win 10 consecutive playoff games. 7 of the previous 9 went on to win the finals. But I'm going to spice it up in here. I like the Knicks, okay, and appreciate them. But the East is this mid. That's my answer on this. The Knicks are legit, title contender, all that. But are they this good? Are they Durant Warriors good? Are they Duncan Parker, Manu, Kawhi Spurs good? 10 wins in a row in the playoffs. I don't care what team it is. That's an indictment of your conference. The Knicks have not beaten a legitimate team yet. The Hawks, one of the most overrated and overhyped teams year after year. I keep telling you the Hawks can't have nice things. Nobody ever listens. The Sixers, super frauds. Embiid was either missing in action or terrible in action in that series. Paul George shot 16 of 43 in games 2, 3, and 4. Bye. Okay. And then you have the Cavs, super frauds. You beat Toronto without Quickly and Ingram. Only reason why. You beat Detroit, who proved themselves to be regular season fool's gold. Good series by Cleveland. I'll give you credit for that. But pretty safe to say at this point, we can stop waiting around for James Harden to have that playoff breakthrough. Like I've said, I'm here for it, but I'm done waiting, bro. I say the East is this mid. Dwight Walton, what says you?
I am going to compare this to when LeBron had reign over the Eastern Conference. I think LeBron James forced the Eastern Conference to be weak because what happened when he left, all of a sudden, everybody had a chance to win the Eastern Conference. I think the Knicks, you have to give them credit. Their team, their players have made their roster perfect. They have a superstar at the point guard position. They have the ultimate role player at the two guard position in Josh Hart. They've got one of the better 3-and-D players since game 3 of the Hawks series in Mikal Bridges. They have an amazing power forward in OG Anunoby who brings it in all facets of the game. And they have a 5 that is requisite for today's NBA who can dribble, pass, and shoot and is decent defensively and one of the better rebounders that we have in the league. So the Knicks, for me, are this good. They have forced the competition to be mid. I'm going to give all the credit to the New York Knicks.
Dot.
I think. I think the Knicks are just that good. I mean, this is the most competitive we've seen the East in a very long time. And if the Knicks were this good, they would have the number 1 seed. I think they're just clicking at the right time, and they've been together completely for 2 seasons. And this is probably the most seasoned roster out of all the teams in the East. Outside of the Cade Cunninghams, their roster has been diminished. The Celtics, they played without Jason Tatum. We know the Sixers played without Embiid. Toronto, a lot of injuries and still a young team. I think the Knicks have been playing together most consistently out of all the teams the longest. So I think the Knicks are that damn good, and they have the best player I named out of all the teams. I love Jason Tatum, but coming off injury. I love Jaylen Brown, but this is his first time being that leader. I love Embiid, but we know Embiid can't even get on the court. So I think the Knicks are that damn good. And this is coming from someone who's saying, this is the East. He's doing this against the East. But at the end of the day, they're showing why they are the best team in the East.
Yeah, that narrative needs to be immediate. The East sucks. The East completely does not suck. I just think I gave you my answer on this. I just wanted to say that. But anybody you're completely unaware about the NBA if you say the East sucks right now. Like you're just anyway. Ashley, are the Knicks this good or is the East this mid?
The Knicks are this good. When you take a look at their series with Atlanta, we forgot about the fact that Atlanta finished the regular season 20-6. So they were also clicking at the right time. And we saw a couple of those games. The Knicks did struggle against them. Then in their next round, we saw against the Sixers, they swept them. But we're forgetting something here. They have 3 All-Stars on that team. They have an MVP on that team. So they have 3 guys that can still play. So the fact that they were able to sweep and not let them get 1 game, very impressive. And now we're taking a look at this Cavs team. Are we going to forget Defensive Player of the Year? They have an MVP. They have 4 All-Stars on that team. They should be competing at a high level, and they're not. So we're going to give credit to the Knicks where it's due. Not to mention they have winners on that team. They're not just together the last 2 seasons, we need to take a look at Josh Hart, Mikal, and Jalen Brunson played in college together and won multiple championships. So they already have experience together. But I want to make one more point. Are we going to act like OKC didn't have an easy road to where they're at right now? They had to play a banged up and injured Phoenix Suns, swept them. Then they had to play a Lakers team without their best player. We're going to act like, oh, that was just a cakewalk? Or we're gonna act like, oh, like that was like challenging? No, that was a cakewalk for them. That was challenging. And then the Spurs, who they faced as well. You're gonna act like, oh, Minnesota. You really think they had a chance? Like, you really think Minnesota had a chance against the Spurs team, and they allowed it to get as far as they did? Like, I think we're giving a little bit like too much credit right now to like what OKC and the Spurs are doing. And we need to give more respect to the Knicks. I think they deserve that. I think they've actually you could argue they did play against teams that should have been better, should have been good, but they didn't. So we're giving credit to the Knicks right now. I think they deserve it. The Spurs, OKC, I think they almost had an easier route.
Again, on Kamla Island, and it's 85 and sunny, cool breeze coming off the water. It's so nice here. But again, the Cam against the world. Okay, next topic with a clock. Who do I want to go first on this? Is Dot still there? You Dot. No. Don't start it yet. Please put. I'm Scott Foster at the scores table. Although I'm not going to be mean to you right now, like Scott, right? The series extender. But Scott would be like, reset the clock to 1 minute. I love that series extender narrative. It's so like dumb but hilarious all at the same time.
He's reffing tonight.
And perhaps slightly true. Anyway, Doc, I want you to go first on this. Prime Brunson versus Prime Harden. Clearly, this is not Prime Harden right now, right? Going back to the Houston days and all that. Prime Brunson versus Prime Harden. Who you rocking with?
I mean, I think we're seeing Prime Brunson right now. He's a hell of a player. Prime James, different. And if we're going to both compare them, I think they have the same amount of playoff success. Neither one of them has gotten past the Western Conference Final. Neither one of them has gotten past the Eastern Conference Final. So it really just comes down to leadership and who do I want on my team to get me to that finals. And I'm going with the captain. I think they're both defensive liabilities, but in terms of winning, and showing up in a game, I haven't seen Jalen Brunson disappear in a playoff game yet.
Thank you.
If we're being honest. So,
thank you.
And I love James. And Clutch Gene, the captain. I haven't seen James hit that many game winning or go ahead shots in his playoff tenure. So I'm going with the captain. And Dwight, I don't, and I'm not saying it to try to get some type of raise from Doc.
Yeah.
Because me and Doc, we go when it comes to these but yeah, I'm going with Brunson.
Hey, Doc, super quick before I go to Dwight, what's your hat? What team is on your hat? Is that Reds,
World
Nationals?
Series Cincinnati Reds. The World Series Cincinnati Reds hat.
Love that. That is a dope hat, dude. I'm all about it. Dwight, you go next, man. Prime Brunson or Prime Harden?
Dot, you hit it on the head, my man. We got to give it to Brunson. I will say this. Prime James Harden was an amazing watch. Leading the league in scoring. I think he was in the top 3 in assists. So not only was he scoring the basketball, he was making his teammates better. Brunson has gotten a lot better at that as of late, but it's not something that is high on his repertoire list. But to what Dot said towards the end of his 60 seconds, Jalen Brunson doesn't disappear, man. There are too many instances, Game 6, Game 7, to where Harden's shooting percentage, and I know it's a team sport, but his winning percentage is god-awful in those situations. So Prime Brunson is going to be my choice over Prime Harden. James Harden will go down as one of the best guards in NBA history. I don't know where Jalen Brunson falls in that category as yet. But Brunson comes through more often than not than Harden has ever in his career. Prime Brunson for me.
Ash?
So I agree with all of what they said to an extent here, just because we still have to see how this story ends. And we can say all we want about Prime Brunson, but have we really seen Prime Brunson yet? Have we really seen him get over that hump and make it to the finals and win a championship? What about individual accolades in the regular season? I know that he tends to step his game up in the playoffs where I think it matters, but in the long run, how do people normally judge players when we're talking about the best ever or we're talking about their legacy? Yes, rings matter. We also do talk about MVPs. We talk about all NBAs. We talk about all-star appearances. There's so many things that I think need to happen first for me to just give that crown to Jalen. Yes, clutch moments, he's there. He's proven to be a winner in high school, college. Now this next step is in the NBA. Do I think he's going to win a championship? Yes, I think, yes, he's going to end up being my answer, but I still need to see him close it out.
Okay, that's fair. It's very fair. I do think we are smack dab in the middle of the prime of Brunson, and here's my take. It's Prime Brunson. Prime Harden was a stat guy. Prime Brunson is a clutch guy. Prime Harden made the conference finals twice, 2015 and 2018, 5 times total, but as Prime Harden. Prime Brunson has made the conference finals twice this year and last year, 3 times total. Prime Brunson is a winner. Prime Harden, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. He's the greatest choke artist I've ever seen in any sport. The only guy that approaches James Harden in chokeitude is Tony Romo. Oh, Dwight Walton, put that in your pipe and smoke it as a Cowboys fan. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next topic here, man. Yeah, that's right. Dude, what's shocking to me, I bring up the fact that Tony Romo was a choke artist, right? People are like, no, he wasn't. I'm like, so you've completely forgotten his entire career. Okay, cool. I understand. I can rock with that. But then, I just move on to another conversation. Okay. If you don't acknowledge that Tony Romo had problems on 3rd and 9 in critical games, you don't know football. All right, next topic. The All-NBA teams were announced. And so the question here, 60-second clock, surprises and snubs, okay? And if you got to bleed out of the minute a little bit, go ahead. But surprises and snubs. You can name multiple. You can name one. Here are the All-NBA teams. First team, Cade Cunningham, Luka Doncic, boo, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, and Victor Wembanyama. The second team, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, and Donovan Mitchell. Third team All-NBA, Tyrese Maxey, Jamal Murray, Jalen Johnson, Jalen Duren, and Chet Holmgren. A lot of Jalen's on the All-NBA teams. All right, I'm going to go first, and I'm going to give you my All-NBA teams. First team, Wemby, SGA, Jokic, Cade, and Brown, not Luka. Second team, Luka, grudgingly. Brunson, Mitchell, Jalen Johnson, and Kevin Durant. Third team for me is Kawhi, Maxey, Murray, with the additions of Karl Anthony Towns and Denny Avdia. Duren and Chet should not have made All-NBA, okay? Those were surprises for me. The snubs are Karl Anthony Towns and Denny Avdia, and Jaylen Brown should have made first team over Luka Doncic. So let's keep the ball. I guess got a little bit of time left here. But I don't want to take it up. Let's keep it moving here. I want to go to Ashley next on this. Surprises and snubs on the All-NBA team, Ashley.
So I don't know if I want to say that there's surprises, because I do think you can make a case for every one of these guys, if we're being honest. And I do think having to be a voter in this would have been very hard for me. But I will agree, Jaylen Brown, I would have put him on my first team, except I would put him in place of Cade. I know that sounds crazy. I know they were number 1 in the East, but I'm rolling with Jaylen Brown on that. Just given everything that they had to go through, I think statistically wise, I think Jaylen Brown's a better player. Go argue your mom. This is what I'm going to stand on. And like you said, I do think also Denny Avdia, I would have probably put him on that third team also. I think what he was able to do with the Portland Trailblazers in his first year is incredible. No one expected that. No Damian Lillard, all the coaching issues at the beginning of the season. So I think that's pretty much the only change I would make is removing Cade, put him on second team. I'd put Jaylen Brown on the first team. And then I would add Denny Avdia instead of Chet Holmgren.
Okay, I was just going to ask you, who would you bounce out? You're bouncing out Chet. Both of us, by the way, are bouncing out Chet. And I want to make something very, very clear. I'm going to speak for Ashley right here. We are not revising history. We understand that Chet's struggles right now do not matter at all for this conversation. All NBA is a regular season joint, okay? And we get that. Just wanted, because there are probably some people out there thinking that, no, we're not sort of soiled or soured on Chet because of what he's doing against Wemby. I just don't think he should have been all NBA. If there was a fourth team all NBA, then yes. B-Dot, surprises and snubs from the all NBA teams.
I like it as it is. Outside of Chet, I would have put Denny, my fake Luka, on there. I mean, you can say Cade and Jaylen. You can say Cade and Jaylen are interchangeable, but at the end of the day, I think if you take Cade off the Detroit Pistons team, them being the top team in the league, I don't even think they win in 45 games.
That is the truth.
And you can low-key say the same thing about with Jaylen Brown and the Celtics, but I think they have more seasoned weapons and players around Jaylen than they did Cade. Cade just happened to be a point guard and able to get all these guys, acclimated with the game versus Jaylen. But I like it as it is, but those two guys can be interchangeable. But I think my only change would be, get Chet up out of there. Give me Denny. Everybody else.
Who? What's his nickname again?
Fake Luka.
That's so dope. I love fake Luka, man.
I love just because he put up the numbers and the way he plays. He just doesn't have that step back jump shot as Luka. But in terms of affecting the game in other ways, I love fake Luka.
They got similar bodies too. Although Denny, not nearly as doughy as Doncic. All right, Dwight Walton, surprises and snubs from the All NBA teams. Ashley, that was also kind of like a partial shot at you, lovingly, because I know you're such a Luka guy, and so that's just where I'm at. Dwight, go ahead.
Gotcha.
I love Luka.
Gotcha. So, can you please remind me what team was Leonard on? Third or second?
Second.
No. Kawhi Leonard was on second?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So that's, to me, there aren't really any surprises or snubs as far as I'm concerned. I'm not going to get caught up in what I'm seeing in the postseason because my first answers would have been Jalen Duren and Chet Holmgren. I think they were deserving of being given the respect because of where their teams finished in the conference. I think winning mattered in terms of those selections. Denny Avdia, as great as he was during the regular season, and the turmoil that covered that franchise, at the end of the day, they were still 42-20. I mean, 42-40, excuse me. So I think we can talk about that as being worthy, but I think the regular season dictated to where Chet and Jalen Duren were. I think they were deserved All-NBA players this year. So no surprises. I think Luka, we can debate whether you wanted to change Luka, Doncic, and Jaylen Brown. I can discuss that. But in terms of the overall 15 players that were selected and the sort of backlash that Chet and Jalen Duren are getting, we have to remember and understand this is a regular season award, not postseason. So I don't think any player. I'm happy for Jamal Murray, extremely happy. Canadian, getting his due. He had a fantastic year, but I think they got the right 15 players correct. And I have to say it, I am the LeBron James advocate. For the first time in 21 seasons, LeBron James didn't make any all NBA team. An amazing run for LeBron James.
Yes, that is crazy and worthy of recognition. All right, another clock segment here. We're going to talk about the all-defensive team. This is going to be so short and sweet for me, although, is it? I wrote a little bit of stuff here. All right, but the all-defensive teams, right? All right, first team, Vic, Chet, Osar, Gobert, and Derek White. Second team, Scotty Barnes. Love me some Scotty Barnes. Cason Wallace, Bam Adebayo, OG Anunoby, and Dyson Daniels. By the way, Mike Brown, shh, nobody wants to hear it. He's on the team, dude. Oh, he should have been first team, blah, 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 blah. And we get what you're doing, Mike. We get what you're doing. But I'm not listening to that at all. I'm like this right now. Like, he's on the team, dude. So many worthy guys aren't on the team. And I'm not saying OG should have been bounced. But my answer is Dillon Brooks. He did not get one vote. Does that make any sense? Dillon Brooks.
I'll add to that in my rant.
Get a vote. Not one. Jabari Smith got a vote, but Dillon Brooks did it. What? Sorry if I'm taking up too much time here. I'm outraged by this. The media are such a bunch of hypocrites, man. I bet a lot of the same media members, I'm getting flexed here. I bet a lot of the same media members who say things like Dillon Brooks lifts whatever program he's in. Dillon Brooks is an elite irritant. Dillon Brooks is an elite defender. However, their personal feelings for Brooks shines through when it's time to take his back or throw him under the bus. And they have, he's been run over by that bus 15 damn times if the media's if it's up to the media. The NBA's voting process has always sucked, and it always will. I want to go to Ashley next on this one. Biggest snub from the all-defensive team?
I actually like how it looks. I wouldn't make any changes. I know I like Dillon Brooks as well. I like the intensity he brings, but I don't know if he qualified. He only played 52 games this season. So when I'm also taking a look at qualifications, LeBron missed it because he didn't qualify. Kevin Durant, Steph.
My bad.
It's
my
okay.
bad. I'll take the L on that. My bad.
Yeah, no worries. I think since they put all these qualifications in here, Steph didn't make it, LeBron didn't make it on the first team or second team for All NBA. Dillon didn't make it because he only played 52 games, so he didn't qualify. But I like the way this looks. I don't think I would make any changes here. I'm okay with it. But I will go to your point that there is a lot of media bias when it comes to these votes. And I understand it in a way where if you're covering a certain team and you don't put a certain player in one of these positions, the players are going to see that. And they're going to hold it against him or against that media member. So I understand why media members do what they do from that standpoint. It could make them miss out on an interview or getting, a piece of information they can break later. So I understand it, but I actually think they did a good job here. And I don't think I'd make any changes.
All right, my bad. I somehow forgot Dillon Brooks played only 52 games. I'll take the L on that. My bad. Great job, Ashley.
No, it's okay.
Dwight Walton, you're next. Biggest snub on the all defensive teams.
So that's where I was going in regards to Dillon Brooks. He didn't play enough games. But that being said, I think also emotion, favoritism plays a major role in how these voters vote. I'm not sure Dillon Brooks is liked across the NBA. Maybe some people think the rivalry with LeBron James is a fake and that he only brings it defensively against LeBron James. That's a crock as well. Dillon is in the NBA because of his defensive prowess. His offense has caught up somewhat to his defensive prowess, and that's why some may say he might have been snubbed from this year's All-Star game, and it should have been him over LeBron James. The one change I would have made on the all defensive teams, and if you want to call this Toronto Raptors / Canadian bias, I would have flipped Derek White and Scotty Barnes and had Scotty Barnes on the first team and Derek White on the second team. But listen, the reality is the majority of Toronto's games are on TSN and Sportsnet here in Canada. We understand that there is League Pass, and if you're a true NBA fan, you will see Raptors games all over the place. However, I know it's the media's job to be fair and to follow every team. In this case, I'm not sure that was the case with Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes was first all-league NBA defense this season from game 1 to game 82. He had a terrific season defensively.
Yo, Dot, any snubs on the all defensive teams?
Oh man, I don't want to say a snub. I think somebody that should have got a little bit more love was Kamara from the Trailblazers. But I think
Great
a
call.
legitimate snub. I don't want to say a legitimate snub, but I think Stephen Castle, and just him being a product of his environment with Wemby guarding that paint that hindered him from making it on one of these teams. Him and Amen Thompson had 46 total votes. So it was neck and neck with those guys. But I mean, all in all, I think these squads are perfectly fine. But those are my two. Would be Stephen Castle and Amen Thompson. But I wouldn't replace them with anybody. I wouldn't replace him with anybody because Carson Wallace, second in the league in steals. It's hard to get him up out of there. And even though Bam didn't have the amount of steals they all had, he did average 7 rebounds and around 2 blocks. Same with Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley could have been on there, but that defensive squad, they would have had to try to you would have had to get rid of Victor. You would have had to get rid of those other front court guys that I don't think
Chet.
He's better than defensively. Chet had a better impact. I feel as though because he doesn't have a Jared Allen down there also. So I think these are perfectly fine, but just giving some consideration to those guys I named.
All right, I'm changing my answer.
Hold up, Rick. Do we all agree that Ausar Thompson is the second best defensive player in the world?
Yes. Immediate yes.
Goodness, yes.
No debate for me. He's the best wing defender on the planet right now.
Yeah, and that's all he works on.
Completely agree.
The jump shot is not it. So I think we have to give him that because it's. Yeah,
I like the random. Pardon me. I like the random offense that Ausar brings, though, right? The tip dunks and the lobs and the fast break stuff and like kind of the loosey goosey stuff. He does find. Obviously, they don't draw any plays for him. Speaking of drawn, this is why I'm changing my answer, Dot. I'm copying your work on the test in school right now. So like kind of open your shoulder a little bit so I can see over. Don't give me that like nerdy where they like get their shoulders up. You can't look at my paper. Let me look at it, dude. I was out partying last night. Damn, give me a break. All right, Tumani Kamara. Dude, I wasn't home studying. What? Dude, Tumani Kamara destroyed the previous NBA record for most charges drawn in a season. Destroyed it.
106.
Like, and I think there's a wide difference between what he did and what. But anyway, he has the record, NBA record, 80 years, most charges drawn in a season. How does he not make the all-defensive team? So great take right there. All right, we have time for a quick, and I mean quick. All right, so Kai and Jason, none of this spilling over the minute thing here. Wait, I'm just messing with you.
Yeah,
but
thanks a lot, guys.
But we have been spilling over the minute, and it's fine. But my point is, on this segment right here, let's make this kind of quick. So when you hit zeros, like blow the whistle or something. So I want Dwight first on this, and we're not going to do Knicks-Cavs. I don't care anymore. I just don't. Okay, I'll have the game on tonight. I don't. You guys want to do a prediction on Knicks-Cavs? I don't. Cool. We're moving on. Yeah. All right, San Antonio OKC, Dwight. Who you got in Game 5?
If AJ Mitchell doesn't play, I've got the Spurs not only winning Game 5, winning the series in San Antonio in Game 6.
Well, I'll make this short and sweet. I have the exact same answer as Dwight, although I'm going to like double down on it. Even if AJ Mitchell plays, San Antonio goes into Oklahoma City, beats them, and comes back and beats them in San Antonio. OKC's won their last game of the year. And so that's where I'm at. Ashley, you are next. Game 5, Spurs-Thunder. Go.
I'm taking the Thunder at home, regardless if they have AJ or not. I'm going to stick with my prediction from the very start. I'm right. I'm a ride or die type of girl, and I said OKC in 7. I'm going to stand on that. I got to stand on business. It's not like I'd be surprised, though, if the Spurs win. I just think that these types of series have momentum swings. I think every game has runs. I think, we don't know. The Spurs could have an off shooting night. We don't know. I mean, we don't know how the refs are going to be officiating the game. There's certain things that we don't know. So I'm going to take the Thunder at home. I think this last game probably sent a big message to them. Like, hey, we need to get our ish together right now, especially going back home. We have home court advantage. We need to use that. So I'm going to go with the Thunder.
You have no reason to deviate on it now. It's 2-2. I know we got injuries and stuff, but you picked OKC in 7. I like to take integrity a lot. B-Dot, who you got in Game 5?
This series has to go 7 games. This is an amazing series. Rankings, money is all filling in. I'm going OKC. Yes, I love the additions of De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper and Stephen Castle only having two turnovers in the last 2 games. And De'Aaron Fox going the extra mile. Yeah, going the extra mile, getting 10 rebounds, not having a great shooting night, but they're playing, exceptionally well. But it's the champs. I'm going with OKC. They're going to figure it out. They are the best team playing at home in the last 2 years. And yeah, I'm going with the Thunder. I have to agree with Ashley. SGA going to figure it out.
Okay, but just know SGA's been absolutely terrible in this series, okay? One big game, that was Game 2 at home. Game 4 shot 6 of 15. Game 3 shot 6 of 17. Game 1 shot 7 of 23. Just saying. I'm just saying. All right. It is rant time, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, do you have the Kenny Atkinson soundbite ready? Do you have Kenny Atkinson making a fool out of himself? Do you have this? Dwight, was this going to be your rant, by the way? I'm not stealing your rant, am I?
No, you're not.
I think we won the I said 3 out of 3. We're 2 out of 3 in the expected. I don't know if you guys follow that. There's an expected score, and we won 2 out of 3. And I know you're looking confused, but no, I'm not. There is really, if you believe in process and all that, like, man, take that later. I know I don't throw that on them. I see it for myself. We have this feeling, then I can go to our analytical table and be like, man, we are, last night it was, the expected score was like 1 point or 2. Us shooting way below expected, them shooting way over. I know no one wants to hear that. I think you guys like hearing it. I know, general public, no one wants to hear that. Everyone's out.
No, just stop. Kenny, yo, nobody wants to hear this, bro. Your team is down 3-0. Your team is getting slaughtered, okay? You can expected score. Guys, this is what's wrong with these analytic departments, man. And I know that you're supposed to breathe life into your team and have delusional confidence. And yeah, we can do it. We can be the first team in the history of the league to come back from 0-3 down. No, the hell you can't. Nobody's ever done it. Nobody's ever gonna do it. Okay. And so Kenny Atkinson, you're way better than this. Way better than this. Absolutely embarrassing soundbite by him. And I had a point to make about Jalen Brunson, guys. Okay. Everybody is, and maybe we'll debate this, maybe we're not, maybe I'm getting a little out, but so many people are talking about this. Is Jalen Brunson the best Knick of all time? What does Jalen Brunson have to do to become the best Knick of all time? It's fine. They're worthy conversations. It beats most of the crap you watch on the 4-letter. This one I'll actually listen to, but here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. We need to remember history. How can Jalen Brunson, even with a championship, be a better all-time Knick than Willis Reed or Walt Clyde Frazier. How can that be possible? Only if you are a prisoner of the moment or if you are intoxicated on recency bias. Let me take you through Willis Reed's resume, guys. Willis Reed, 7-time All-Star, 5 All-NBA, 1 Rookie of the Year, 2-time NBA champion, 2-time champion. Jalen Brunson will have 1 if he wins. Willis Reed was a 2-time Finals MVP, okay, and he was a league MVP as well. Are you catching my drift? Let's go to the resume of Walt Clyde Frazier. 7-time All-Star. 7-time All-Star, 6-time All-NBA. Listen to this, 7-time All-Defensive Team. Did you know that? Okay, I'll keep going here. 2-time champion. And
Everything okay? No, yes, no.
yeah, what happened right there? I don't even understand what happened.
Somebody's Wi-Fi is going crazy here.
Hey, was that Ecamm or me? Are we back live?
Yeah, I think so.
It seems, I think so.
So, did you guys hear the resumes from me on Willis Reed and Frazier? Did we get that far?
Yes.
Okay, dope. So, who hasn't ranted? Ashley, did you go already? Sorry for the confusion here, folks. Apologies
No,
on that.
I didn't.
All right, Ashley, go ahead, rant us.
So I just kind of have a little bit of a hot take here, and I'm sure you guys will actually agree with this. I hate this new CBA. I hate it so much that we're awarding players these ridiculous contracts that, yeah, the market might say they're worth, but they haven't proven enough for me to make them worth it. Also, there's like no continuity in rosters. So we're going to start looking like how college basketball looks now, where everyone's constantly moving around every single year. And I don't like it. I think it also makes it so challenging for these teams to construct a roster. I mean, I know it's their stress to handle, but could you imagine now every year having to worry about, oh, this player's going to start hitting the max and they're due for an extension and now they're off of their rookie contract and now they won first team All-NBA. So now we have to give them a bigger contract. And then they're having to think about, oh, we got to offload this contract now. And then there's just, to me, not enough continuity. We're not going to see dynasties anymore. I feel like that's out the window. We're not going to see teams winning it multiple times in a row. And yeah, if you want to create more parity in the league, great. But don't you guys like the fact that, at least for me as a Bulls fan, all those years, like your team kept making it back to the finals. You have pretty much the same roster intact with a couple changes. I don't like this new CBA. I don't think guys are worthy of these contracts when you take a look at it in the grand scheme of things. I don't like that fans can't enjoy a fan, like having the same players on the teams for, year after year. And I just think it's just, to me, it's just causing more problems. And I think we're going to see the effects of it moving forward, especially once all these other contracts start to kick in.
That's why San Antonio's going to have to say goodbye to Fox. OKC's going to have to say goodbye to Hartenstein. The one thing, the Wemby dynasty, that will be the dynasty. Dwight Walton, hit us with your rant.
I know these words are a part of our vernacular these days. Social media has taken over. I have to accept it. It doesn't mean I have to like it. I hate these words. I hate flop. I hate free throw merchant. I hate foul baiter. I hate unethical basketball. These are also annoyances. I hate the twirling of the finger. You've taken the power completely away from the referees, and I'm going to bleed into baseball. It's now the tapping of the head, the tapping of the helmet, if you want to question a ball or a strike. These things, they bother me. I understand that things improve over the course of time, so we have to deal with these new terms and technology in regards to instant replay. I understand it's necessary. This is the time and age that we live in. But whenever I hear even the broadcasters, some of the broadcasters also feed into this stuff. I think they're the main culprits of how fans and some players across the league are reacting. Announcers are constantly saying flop, foul baiting, free throw merchant. Leave that for social media, unethical basketball. Leave that for social media. We're professionals. You know what? Let us podcasters say it. But when I'm watching NBC, Amazon Prime, ESPN, ABC, NBC, and Peacock, if you guys are feeding into it as well, that's when I get triggered. That's when I lose it. Stop. You're supposed to be better than that. You own adults. You're giving a professional presentation. Don't bleed in to the social media era, please. I understand you're also trying to appeal to an audience because of the streaming aspect. I get it. But when I hear grown men using those terms, that's when I get triggered. That's when I get annoyed. Stop. We're supposed to separate ourselves from that. We are not the same.
Bravo and amen. Stop triggering Dwight now. All right, B-Dot, bring us home, man.
Man, look, being newly single in 2026 is financially irresponsible, okay? I've been single since October, and I'm just now realizing a date and a full tank of gas cost the same damn amount, all right? And now every time a woman say, when you taking me out, I got to look at my dashboard like, baby, it's either you or unleaded 87, all right? Because let's be real. I can put $80 in my car and go wherever I want. Or I can spend $80 on a date and just sit across from somebody asking me, so why are you single? Because I'm hungry and my gas light on. That's why. All right. And women, they don't want no cheap first date no more. You can't just say, let's go grab coffee. She looking at me like, coffee? What am I, a coworker? I'm trying to be romantic, but my car in the background coughing like it got asthma. Okay. She texts me, I miss you. When can I see you? I'm looking at the miles to empty. Like, honestly, spiritually, I'm ready to see you. Physically, I only got 11 miles left. All right. Then you got to go pick her up. Oh, absolutely not. Now I'm using gas to get you. Use more gas to take you somewhere, pay for the food, then got to use the gas to take you home. That's not a date. That's DoorDash with emotional responsibility, all right? And the worst part is you can't even tell her the truth. You can't lie and be like, I really want to see you, but Chevron got a strong connection with me right now. Nah, you got to make up something more mature, like tonight's not just for me, okay? I'm not in the mood. I'm taking time to focus on myself. Focus on myself. I'm at Circle K putting $14.37 in the gas tank, praying I move the needle. Dating as a grown man is crazy, all right? Because now I got to decide, do I want companionship or do I want transportation? Because one of y'all going to get me through the week. And unfortunately, it's the gas. She might leave me on red. She might play games. She might say, she's not ready for anything serious. But that gas gonna do exactly what I pay to do. So no, I'm not emotionally available right now, right? I'm just financially choosing mobility over intimacy right now because love is beautiful, but love ain't getting me home from Scottsdale. That's my rant right there, y'all.
So hold on, Rick. Hold on. Did you say Chevron and Circle K, Dot? Why did
Yes,
you specifically?
because them the two ones that I got a membership with. Yup. I know Fry's. I got my membership at Fry's and Kroger, but them pumps always be filled.
Well,
So
beat up, but hold
Circle
on.
K.
Dad, hold on 1 second. What about the half-hour long line at a Costco so you can save $5 on a full tank of gas? Have you looked into that joint?
I don't even drive past Costco no more. Costco, Sam's Club, nah, I don't even worry about their gas. They gas like the club line. They need a VIP. And then if I gotta pay both for VIP and gas, I'm good.
Yes,
I already got the executive membership.
Dwight, there's a Costco right over by me, dude. By the super. I don't go to Costco. There's a Costco right over here, bro. It creates traffic jams in my neighborhood because the line to get gas is so long it spills out to the road. And yes, this triggers me. I'm just trying to get to Super Target, bro. It's like right around the corner from my house, and it's just and then the way these people because they've been waiting there 45 minutes. So they get their gas and whoosh, they just start pulling out of this joint. And I'm like, homie, dude, you got to drive like 3 miles an hour in this thing where you got kids and old ladies with shopping carts. And these guys are going like 20. It's madness, dude. But I'm in Florida. So anyway, Dot, that was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal, dude.
I ain't even mention the kids either, but that's another day.
Bro is a single dude, and Dwight's a single dude too. We were buying what you're selling, man. I'm telling you that right now. Buying what, dude? That wasn't an encyclopedia salesman at the front door. I'm buying what you're selling with that, dude, all day. We are out. What a show. Frankly, an extravaganza. Huge thanks to Raw Lieber for joining the show. He was absolutely phenomenal. Once again, check out his movie on Tubi, The Hired Man, and he's got another one coming out. By the way, you heard me laugh when he said Chrome Bounty, right? Of course that's the name of a Raw Lieber movie, right? Chrome Bounty? That just sounds like a bunch of people are getting killed. Perfect movie for Raw. So, for Ashley Neville, for the great Brandon Armstrong, for Dwight Walton, I am Rick Kamla, and also got to shout out Jason and Kai. Out of gas here, but I love you all. Again, shout out to the troops, man. We appreciate your service. We super appreciate and acknowledge the men and women who have given their lives to and to preserve our safety and freedom and the way of life over here in America. We love you. We love you all. We will see you again Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Beyond the Surface on the X-Rated Sports Network. Big shout out to Jason and Kai, and we out.